You are about to opt in to Monerotopia, a show for the Monero community where all are welcome to join. From noob to maxi, no matter what bags you hold. Just sit back and relax to the sweet sounds of Monero's latest progress. Or if you're feeling inspired, join us on stage. Remember, the only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped. And if you want to win the revolution faster, we recommend you remove your XMR from all custodial exchanges immediately. Warning, voting accidents are common around here. Don't forget to properly secure your private keys. Monerotopia starts now.
All right. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Monero land. How are all
Hello.
of you?
Doing excellent.
Bawdy, where you at, man? Where you coming in from?
I'm in Europe, bro. I went early
Awesome.
from coming at you from Lithuania.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Never been.
It's interesting. It's kind of like this mix of Soviet brutalist architecture, but also some pretty cool, much older architecture. People here seem to be polite, and they have great beer. So.
Yeah. I've been all over Poland and other parts of Eastern Europe, never Lithuania. I'm sure it's beautiful. Especially right now, right? The weather must be really nice.
Mm-hmm. That's I guess that's relative. You know, I'm Mexico.
You're coming
like
from
yourself.
You're coming from Mexico.
It's nice. It's between like 45 and 65 degrees every day.
Oh, that's not terrible. I mean, it could be warmer, but that's not awful.
Good vodka drinking weather.
Yeah. That'll warm
Some
up
good
a little bit later
kielbasa. I
on.
bet you get some good kielbasa over there.
I don't think I've had kielbasa yet.
Oh wow, yeah,
Maybe.
you got to give that a go.
No, I haven't had it yet. You're coming to Monerocon, right?
No, I don't think I'm not gonna make it. I can't.
Oh, man.
I can't.
Family?
Yeah, we got the baby on the way, and that's gonna be it's gonna be pretty close. And then I think actually that might even be when we have the baby shower. We ended up, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to pull it off. I thought maybe I could just like kind of fly in for the weekend, but I don't think so.
It's at least not a terribly long flight for you. Like it was 10 hours to get from Mexico City to Amsterdam, but I assume from New York it's probably like 5 hours maybe.
No, way more. Direct from New York to Warsaw?
Yeah, or like somewhere nearby.
It's got to be like 8 hours, I think.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah, if that was 5 hours, that'd be amazing. No.
You're gonna have a heck of a lot of fun with your one child being so young and then having another baby on the way.
I know. Tell me about it, man. I'm not ready for that. I've done one at a time. You know, Franya's almost 12 now. And then Penelope, you know, essentially 11 years after Franya, but two little ones at the same time. That's like a whole nother world. So yeah, guys, I just might disappear one day. You know, you stop hearing from me. I don't know. No.
If Douglas disappears, then the baby monster's got him.
They'll be incorporated into the lifestyle. They all came to the last Monerotopia. It was great. It worked out. Nice family vibe. A lot of people brought kids this year. It was very nice.
So I guess the hardest part is just the that first year or two, huh? Is that basically?
Yeah, they kind of, you know, once they could figure out how to survive on their own in terms of not kill themselves and just being in a room, it gets a lot easier. Like, ooh, electricity socket. Yeah, once they get beyond that, like, it becomes much easier. I
can't remember where it was. It might have been Aaliyah posted something to the effect of, "I used to be a Marxist, but then I turned 3 or 4, something like that." Because she's like, "I made no demands. I did this, did that, and I was a Marxist, and then I turned 4."
I wonder if Aaliyah's going to Monerocon. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm missing it. I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. Get to hang out with the whole European crowd. And buddy, you're presenting, right? What's your presentation gonna be?
Yeah, that simulation that I made last year, basically presenting the results of that. Some of it validates the original literature, the MDP literature, and some of it, I wouldn't say it invalidates it, but when you include network latency as a factor, it changes the outcome significantly. It actually works against the selfish miner. So that, and I found a simplification to the literature. Basically, they had these kind of complex state diagrams, and there's about, let's just say there's about 9 different strategies. There's kind of an almost infinite amount of strategies, but it's basically 9 strategies that a selfish miner could use. And previously, you kind of had to like use a bunch of switching statements to simulate that. And what I figured out is that you can actually use 2 inputs, just integer inputs, and simplify the whole process. So I wrote it in about 40, 50 lines of code that actually implements a whole bunch of different strategies at once. So that's what I'm going to be presenting.
Very cool, man. What's going on overall with the selfish mining stuff? Has there, other than what you've been working on, has there been progress in terms of dealing with it?
I think the most promising one was Tevador's idea, but I also think that once Cubic ran out of money, everyone was kind of like, well, there's way more pressing things to worry about, and obviously FCMP.
Yeah, I mean, does that kind of in a way means like, the attack didn't work. Obviously, it hurt us, but ultimately, it's really hard for an attacker to pull off what they were doing long term.
Yeah,
Like
they had to pay for the privilege of attacking the chain, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you think it's something that we'll continue to work on, or it's really been backburnered?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think it is something that people do want to revisit, and I think it is a weakness that's been known about for a long time. We've just never seen it actually exploited, including on Bitcoin, right? I imagine that if we can ever get FCMP and get the code base kind of revamped and cleaned up, then probably, yeah, I bet you that there will be some work in that regard, especially if Cubic can manage to go attack Dogecoin or stay relevant somehow. It's a dubious proposition whether they could even do that, but I kind of hope they do, because I think it would be riotous laughter to see Dogecoin selfish mine attacked.
See, but that's why it's gonna work then. Buy Cubic. I mean, it's gonna get a lot of attention if they do it. So I wonder what happened. I haven't been following them closely. Obviously, the Monero thing kind of like, I guess they ran out of a budget or whatever happened there. But overall, I mean, I haven't heard much from them. Right?
They were using their token price. A high Cubic token price is able to subsidize their attacks effectively.
So the price is down, and they just haven't been able to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if they start to come back with the next bull market, then maybe we'd see something. Okay,
potentially, yeah. This fabled bull market. Is it in the room with us
what is going on, man? Is the bull market over? We were talking about it. Like, I thought the bottom was in. I thought it was in.
No, we haven't even hit the 4-year bottom cycle. Like, we keep saying August, right? August, September, October. If we're going to go by the 4-year cycle, we need another low.
Oh. No, but I thought, yeah, but you're sticking to that? You don't think the bottom's in yet?
The bottom might be in, but we might double bottom, right?
Okay.
Like, I think that there's still, like, crypto still looks like dog shit. The prices don't look good.
Yeah, no.
They could be plausibly finding a bottom, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. But right now, yeah, I would probably, if I had to put my highest, most likely probability, it would be a double bottom.
Wow. I'm going to say no to that, because I just feel like that's like everybody's been like going, like thinking in that direction. It's like everybody's like literally just waiting for this to happen. I don't know. The XMR mining code has been removed from the Cubic code base. Wow. So they're
I guess they're moving on. Yeah, good riddance. It's good. It's kind of like we make fun of them and we hate on them, but they actually showed that this kind of attack is possible. And for someone with deeper pockets, right? Let's suppose some loosely affiliated intelligence corporation, right? If there was deeper pockets there, they could have supported a further attack against Monero.
Crypto can go lower. Yeah, it certainly can. It certainly can. It's been pretty. It's been like a flat tire, right? I mean the broader markets have been kicking ass. Crypto's not doing anything. If anything, it's
Yeah,
moving in
I
the
mean that's been
opposite
the theme.
It's moving in the opposite direction of everything. Like what the fuck?
That's been the theme of the price report for at least the past month, maybe 2 months, is that don't expect
Yeah.
much from crypto, sideways chop, but stocks, especially AI and tech stocks, like that's the place to be right now.
Well, see,
There's-
that means
yeah.
that means it's the time to buy though. When crypto is flat as a
Right.
pancake, that means it's time to be loading up on your Monero bags because we
That's
will
the
get
way I look at it.
we will get the bull market again. It's going to happen, and when you do, the more you load it up on, the better you're off you're going to be.
Yeah, the capital is going to move back into crypto. Not all of it. Probably hopefully this will be like the real transformative stage wherein we filter out most of the crap projects. Maybe that happens now.
I have hope that we're actually doing that because Monero's, at least on CoinGecko, which is the one I use, is actually staying above number 20 now. Like when I first started, it was like 30 and 40, and now it's staying above 20 again.
Yeah,
so
it's been like creeping up even in the bear market. Yeah, obviously, understandably in the bear market.
Yeah.
That's good to see. Zcash
I mean,
obviously is.
I would welcome a bear market the last 2 years and just murders a whole bunch of cryptos while Monero, if we just stay at 400, great. Like while everything else is just trending down, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
So
ETH, man, a lot of people are like saying ETH is dead now, that's just crazy. Buddy, I know you were like into the ETH thing for a while. What's your latest ETH take?
Ethereum is a better Bitcoin. It is what all the maxis think that they could eventually one day become. It was just designed better in every possible way. Ethereum is actually useful in so many ways. Like, let's start with the simple reality that the most used crypto on planet Earth is fucking Tether, right? It's Tether. And so what is Tether? What do they trade on? What are they used on? Well, it's Ethereum, Tron, which is another EVM, by the way. I guess Binance Chain and a few others, a handful of others. But the notion of being able to support these kinds of smart contracts, I mean, guess what? You can get gold exposure directly on ETH. You can buy PaxG, you can buy Tether Gold. And even, I think it was Blockstream, even Blockstream, or some maximalist people associated with Blockstream, made an equity token on Ethereum back in the ICO days. They made some kind of like equity token. So there's a lot of promise there. There's a lot of like capacity that's kind of not fully being utilized. The government did a good job of destroying some of that capacity, some of that utilization by the attacks that they did. But we saw with Tornado Cash never stopped working. Ethereum never stopped working. You could get a Tornado Cash transaction faster, even in the OFAC prohibition days. You could still get onto Tornado Cash faster than you could get a Bitcoin transaction confirmed. So it's, I mean, I know that there's still problems with it, and I know that there was a pre-mine and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm not saying it's the perfect coin. I'm just saying that it can do stuff. I found myself accidentally on Ethereum using that platform because of how useful it was to do certain things.
You in. Yeah, it actually has utility. I mean,
yeah,
has a lot of developers, or at least historically has had. Railgun, right? People are excited about Railgun has been around for a long. They were at the one of the earlier DEF CON Monero villages we did back in the day. Actually, no, it was the one right after 2020 when they were asking people for their Vax cards to go to DEF CON. Railgun was part of the Monero village, and at that time they were just kind of, I think, more of just a concept. They hadn't really launched much, but they've been going strong ever since. I didn't even know there was like a way to even buy into Railgun, because in the early day, I don't even think that was like a thing yet. But I haven't been following them, but I'm seeing them around more and more. Would love to get them involved in the next Monerotopia conference, learn about it. Because it sounds like it's becoming pretty significant in terms of a privacy tool on Ethereum. Have you been following that?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I'm sure we could do a show or something.
What's the idea? How is it different than Tornado Cash? Are they just
honestly? I don't know. It's older than Tornado Cash in terms of them talking about it, because that was like Railgun. That was in right. When did Tornado Cash launch? That was like
2019, right around there.
Oh, it was 2019. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
around the same time then. Around the same time, I think.
That was so long ago,
Honestly,
man. That's
I
7 years
don't
ago.
know. Yeah, I don't know the difference. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do. What is this privacy pool? What is he saying? HBS privacy pools are also available. They recently removed fees when Railgun still has 0.25% fees on shielding, unshielding. Well, so they Railgun charges you when you shield and unshield. Interesting. Railgun and privacy pools check the assets being shielded so bad guys' funds are not mixed with clean ones. Okay, all right. So they're not based. Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds notably unbased. Like,
Yeah, right. it's like, oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, never mind.
Who's determining? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, we could still go down the Railgun rabbit hole at some point, even if it is to expose them.
I mean, one thing about Tornado Cash, if you go through Tornado Cash and then deposit those funds onto an exchange, expect to lose your funds. Expect to get your account frozen, canceled, removed. So maybe Railgun will give you some approved, sanctified privacy corporately.
Right.
I would be curious. I have no idea, but can you take funds out of Railgun and drop them directly onto an exchange without ill effect? That would be an interesting question.
I have no idea. Maybe HBS knows.
You could take Tornado Cash funds and send them to MicroStrategy's Coinbase account and get their account frozen.
That would be fun. I'm pretty sure that Sailor has some connections somewhere that can clean up for all that.
Yeah, probably.
All right, guys. Yeah, we have like 50 live viewers. Like and share. Let's get a bunch of people in here. Big show today. Smash the like, retweet it, get the word out. Monero's doing well right now. I think even today looks like it's like kind of going up while everything else is going down, which is nice to see. But that was after, I guess, a pretty big pullback that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that dump yesterday, I didn't really believe it. It was too like that red candle. I saw it and I was like, nah, I don't think I believe that. We'll come back. We'll bounce back.
I saw that and thought the same thing, actually. I was like, no way. No.
It's basically everything else was dumping. So it could be one of these things where like when everything dumps and your sells trigger that this happens on the stock market too, where you just sell everything. Like it's just smash the sell on everything. And so you get this like wick down, but
it's weird. It was like Monero was selling more, it was falling faster than others, which usually it's kind of the opposite with those pullbacks.
The only sad part is that I didn't have any dry powder to get more.
Yeah, I know. It's never the right time. So yeah, big show today. We got Bawdy. He'll do price report. He's chilling in Europe, getting ready for MoneroCon. And then we'll bring up, looks like he's calling himself Elusive from XMR.Bar. I think it's going live today, their prediction market. I was checking it out yesterday. It looks pretty cool. So we'll have them come up on stage and they can tell us all about that. I don't know if Tony's with us. Is Tony going to do news today?
I haven't heard from Tony. I just asked right before the show if he was going to do that, and I haven't seen a reply from him yet. So.
All right. Otherwise, I will do the news. I have some links.
I would pull up the news links just to be safe on your end, and that way, if Tony does show up, you can do it. If he doesn't, then you'll have them up already.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, Bud, if you want to, let's take it away. Let's take it away with price report.
For sure.
Justice, if you want to roll.
The Monerotopia Price Report segment is sponsored by Exelix, privacy-first multi-chain swap aggregator designed for seamless instant swaps. Exchange XMR instantly with the fully non-custodial KYC-free experience and secure execution across hundreds of blockchains.
I just got to say that our boy Justice here does the show good justice.
Does it justice.
Body?
Body, we got you?
Did we lose Body?
Sorry, I just I forgot to unmute myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, so here we're looking at the XMR USD chart, and you can see exactly the little thing we were talking about yesterday. We had I guess it was 2 days ago, really. We had kind of a drop off, and then it came right back. This is good, actually. This is kind of strong price action. You'll notice we didn't even get to the lower standard deviations. Again, there might not be like a nefarious, necessarily some nefarious, reason for why this dropped, but I also still kind of assume that the exchanges are not great people or great corporations, which are apparently also people. Anyways, so yeah, everything was fine. Came back. We're sitting here at about 382. The Monero price right here doesn't scream that it wants to go up or down, right? It's not saying that it's going to go one direction or the other. Really, to me, it looks like the kind of chart that we can expect to chop sideways for some period of time, probably on the months-long time frame, to be honest. I wouldn't really expect this chart to break out of the current boundaries. So that would look like about 328 and upwards of maybe 464. So, I mean, there is a certain amount of strength to this chart. So, we could definitely potentially get towards the top side of the chart here. Let's see how we're doing relative to Bitcoin, because, a couple of days ago when we fell off, it looks like we were still chopping sideways, but right now this chart has a notably positive feel. As of the past 2 days, we have set new local highs against Bitcoin that we haven't seen since February. So we're basically looking at, what would that be, 4 months? Looking at a 4-month high here. And it's funny, it's interesting, because those highs back here in January, they only happened because of the alleged hack that Zach XBT was so nice to inform us. Somebody doxed that guy. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but he's kind of a young guy, actually, really young. He's like, maybe he looks like he's about 19 years old, maybe. Anyways, someone doxed Zach XBT. I don't know, again, where he's getting his information from or how he's determining necessarily, whether these spikes in Monero are actually the result of hacks. Probably somewhat. Anyways, doesn't matter. Bitcoin versus Monero is doing pretty good. You actually might even want, you would probably want the preference being in Monero right here for the gains over Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't doing, just doesn't look great. Let's go to the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin was supposed to break out here, right? This is what was supposed to happen on this chart. You expect to see this breakout. And not only did it break out, but it broke out of the sort of like zone where you're kind of like, okay, are we, will they, won't they, right? Is it going to? We broke out of even that zone. And then now things are again below this lower standard deviation. That's really fucking bad price action. What that looks like to me is a fake out. And we talked about this, I think it was maybe about 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, at the end of April, about a month ago, actually. We said, hey, this is still in the channel. It's looking positive, but don't be surprised if they fake this shit out. Don't be surprised if this is a fake out. We never got out of fake out territory on this one. And sure enough, it's come back down. That's just pure weakness, guys. Like that's really bad. That's nothing other than price weakness right there. It's almost like they tried to sort of manufacture the hopium, right? That they tried to manufacture the comeback to get everyone saying, hey, look, the charts are breaking out now. Let's all go long. But then people didn't go long. It seems like people just took their profits, and now Bitcoin is pulled back again. This isn't horribly the end of the Bitcoin chart, though. Like, hypothetically, this thing could still continue going up. It is an upward channel, but nevertheless, it still looks very notably like a bear flag. Like, there's no way to look at this chart and say to yourself that this is not a bear flag. This is 100% a bear flag. So is the action back here at the end of last year. That was a bear flag. This is a bear flag. So could we still make my green line? Yeah, that's completely 100% on the table. We could double bottom at the green line, right, because it's rising. So maybe we bottom in, say, August, and we bottom at 60K. or maybe this green line breaks down. If this, and again, at some point I will do the proper analysis. I need to make the start date an actual independent variable in that equation, and that's actually apparently the right way to do it. I'll do it eventually, and we'll have the correct line. So right now, this line is centered about what I think it could be. The highest version of this line could be 60K. The lowest version of this line could be about 50K right now. So that's kind of my area of uncertainty because I didn't do the math as perfectly as math demands to be done. At any rate, where is Bitcoin going right now? I don't know, but the fake out bullshit that just happened doesn't look good. And we are now going into June, July. This thing could just push sideways, pretend like it's going to try and break out, and then just fucking dump in August. Like that could happen. I don't see any reason on the macro for why the stock market should stop being strong. Maybe if the Iran thing is kind of winding down, potentially. I don't know if it is, but they had their big pump on the oil price, and it's interesting that they couldn't even get it back to previous levels. Like, with something like the Straits of Hormuz being closed and Iran finally getting attacked by the United States, you know, you would think that would be enough to send oil back to some of its previous all-time highs, right? You would think that we could at least make 130. Oil only made 120. And of course, the 2008 crisis, 150. So far, oil couldn't even do that. Now, that's not to say that they couldn't pull some more stuff, but, you know, again, the way I see the macro and everything happening on the geopolitics stage, everything appears just fake and gay. Like it's just a stage. It's just theater. It's just, they're just doing, like they had the Iran war thing because they needed to save the oil price to prevent another like stock market crash, basically. And so maybe that'll be enough, right? Maybe they don't need to do anything else there. And sure enough, we're going to get a rotation of capital back into the crypto market. The question is when, right? We need to understand when exactly is that going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen yet. I think that you could potentially buy up dips, right? So let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's suppose that Bitcoin does drop back to 60K. You could buy that dip, right? It drops back to the green line. You could buy that dip. And that's fine, and you might be early, but at least you're getting a good price, right? The real way to look at this is to look at crypto versus stocks. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and pull that chart up? This is going to be a terrible chart. This is, oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. This is actually one of the ways, that, here it is, crypto versus stocks. This is one of the ways that we knew that like all was not well in the land of crypto, because we were looking at the Bitcoin versus the NASDAQ chart and it was just breakdown. We were like, yeah, this is bad. Like, I probably should have caught this a little bit sooner than I did at the end of last year. But by the time that we came here, like November, December of last year, by the time that we hit this spot, it was a foregone conclusion, right? The bull market was basically over. And at this moment, crypto versus stocks looks like it still has a solid 13 to 20% more to fall. So again, you can be early and that's fine, but just know that money has a time value as well. And being early, like that famous quote from the Michael Burry scene in The Big Short, where he says, "I'm not wrong. I might be early, but I'm not wrong." And the response was, "It's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro." Which is, I know it's from a movie and everything, but there's a little bit of instruction in that. All right, let's go back to the macro. Oil, again, we've been saying this forever. Just expect it to chop sideways in this pennant here. I don't know if they plan to do any more attacks or oil positive things. But if we come over here, we can see that commodities are definitely have peaked out and come back down. In fact, commodities, you can see this peak that it had. This was insane. Like even back in 2022, when the Ukraine thing kicked off, commodities, they spiked, but they didn't spike this much. Like this is a massive, massive move in commodities. So my assumption is that basically the commodities peak is, it's basically, the main move has already happened. Could this thing make another spike towards the top side? Of course it could, but the main move has already been made and money is already probably starting to rotate out of commodities. Currently that rotation is obviously in the stocks, right? Stocks here in blue, you can see they've just been crushing it. Stocks tend to usually just crush it. So that, again, guys, that's the play. We've been talking about this for a while. The play is stocks. You want to be in stocks if you want your gains. And if that means that you got a KYC on their fucking platforms, I guess. Excuse me. Drinking some coffee. All right. We got the dollar index. It's doing exactly what we said it would do, which is nothing. It's just going to push sideways. That's what you want. You want to see the Dixie stable, flat when we're talking about stock market gains. Next is gold. I think we're all a little bit sad about gold not doing quite as well as we would have hoped it to do. This doesn't mean that the bull market is over, but this looks suspiciously similar to all those other times that gold had a big blow off and then didn't do great. And now stocks are doing good. And guess what? They want stocks to do good because they want people to sell their gold and go into stocks. It's as simple as that. Like, gold has done basically nothing for the past 6 months now, 5 months. It's just been, it went up, it went down, right? But it's been overall flat for about 4 or 5, 6 months now. And people, they get impatient, right? They get impatient and they voluntarily leave the gold market to go into the place that the gains are happening, which is the stock market. So it's the same pattern that we've seen over and over again. We've covered this here many, many times. That's the mechanism that they use. Whenever gold has to make a move, because it has to make moves sometimes because the markets aren't totally controlled, they get in front of that movement. They make a lot of money. They push it way high, right? They blow that price to the top side, and then they start capping it. They start using their nefarious means to cap the gold price. It's just what they do. It's basically paper gold. You guys probably all know about the LBMA and the COMEX and all that stuff, where they use their paper gold to suppress the gold price. And they go through cycles. And right now, most likely, there is a gold suppression cycle completely underway right now, while they pump the stock market, right? While the stock market gains are going to keep happening, right? The stock market's going to keep moving up here for the next few months at least. And people seeing this naturally choose to exit the gold market, which helps their paper gold positions to continue paying off because they convince the masses to help them pay those positions off. I know it's not quite as, I'm kind of anthropomorphizing the markets there, but markets are composed of people. So, okay, anyways, let's go down to the 4 hour and we'll take another look here. And another thing that I don't like about this chart, the gold price should have come back up to the top of this standard deviation bands. We should have at some point touched these bands somewhere in that neighborhood, and we never really did. You can kind of say that this right here, that spot at about 48.70, but not really. At the moment, it does look like there's going to be a long-term constraint happening on the gold price, and it could take some time to break out of this. So that would be along the lower standard deviation band there, and obviously along the upper standard deviation bands, which I drew very poorly because I don't have a mouse. I'm using the touchpad. All right, yeah. So basically, you can expect gold price to sort of be constrained in this channel here, somewhere around this level. A little bit of down, maybe a little bit of up. But don't expect too much from the gold price, and obviously by proxy, the silver price as well. Yeah, and it's kind of funny because it's the same story with crypto. So it's kind of like sovereign bearer assets at the moment are not, they're kind of pushing sideways, chopping sideways, and we can't really expect too much from them. All right, so that's about all you really need to know about gold right there. It's not a buy point, it's not a sell point. Don't sell your physical, never sell your physical unless you're in dire straits. I hate to say it, guys, but if you're trying to do the play that makes you the most money, you would sell your paper gold into paper stocks. That would be the play here, and it's been the play for a while. And you could still, there's still juice to be squeezed from that play. So just FYI, word to the wise. Let's see here. We can look at the total crypto market cap, which looks not as good as Bitcoin, but the chart actually makes more sense than the Bitcoin chart does, right? And this is, again, it's unsurprising. Yes, Bitcoin comprises about 60% of this chart, but they can push individual cryptos up and down. They can do fake outs with individual ones, but overall, there's sort of this bonding, if you will, of the overall crypto price bonded to how much actual cash is wrapped up in that whole system. And Tether is also integrated with that as well. Anyways, this chart does look to me a little bit more sane than the Bitcoin chart, but whatever. Really not much to talk about there. Stocks, I don't think we really need to talk too much about stocks. Everybody knows they're going up. They keep going up. They set a new all-time high this week. Of course they did. Here's the S&P 500. Yeah. Yep, actually closing at an all-time high, basically, except for that tiny little wick. But no, they say stocks are going up. I'm a broken record on this, guys, but they're going to keep going up. I hope you guys own some stocks. I really hope that you guys have stocks. You're going to be missing out here for a while. Let's see. Nothing really happens with the balance sheet. M2 always goes up. The inflation numbers, we covered that last week. And I don't think, oh, we could look at the Monero hash rate. Hash rate is doing okay. It seems like notably definitely in a downtrend for pretty much the entire year. But it's still basically at or above where things were last year. So yeah, that's pretty good. And the transaction counts never change. This is actually the chart that nothing ever happens. Literally, this chart, like it's always always the same. We're always at 25,000. We're almost trying to push into the 30,000 range. The lows keep getting higher, but I don't see the highs getting higher. That's the problem. So, whatever. I guess it's fine, right? All right, guys. I think that's all I got for you. Nothing exciting happening in the markets except for stocks steadily moving towards the upside.
I have a question for you, Bawdy.
Sir?
I've heard that the Iran war, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is being drawn down, and some of the demand has been killed by demand destruction, and that we could potentially have an issue with a shock at the very end if we run out of oil here in the SPR, and there's no oil to replace it from the Straits of Hormuz, that oil could shoot up. Thoughts?
I suppose that's possible. I've seen it many times where the strategic oil reserve has been depleted. This wouldn't be the first time that they've done that. They'll build it back up when things calm down and there's more ready, easy access to oil. I think the United States in general does have easy access to oil. Another big part of this is just the kleptocracy. It seems to me that having the Straits of Hormuz closed down and all the oil price, all the problems with the oil, that allows them to push the gasoline prices sky high. And it's funny because oil is sitting here at, what was it, like, what are we at, 100? Oil is sitting here at $87. I remember back in 2008 when oil was $150, but the gasoline price was half of what it was now. So it's just the kleptocracy. It's just them, like, it's another aspect of it. The oil companies can now charge a shitload for gasoline, and they say, oh, it's not our fault. It's the, right? Everyone get pissed off at Exxon Mobil and all these guys if they just like raise the price of gasoline to $6 out of nowhere for no reason. But now is a beautiful excuse. It's magnificent excuse. I'm sure that there are people getting kickbacks on that one too. So that would be my thoughts there, bro.
Cool. All right.
I don't think I saw any XMR chats. So
guys, is XMR chat working? Send us an XMR chat. Let's make sure it's working. XMRchat.com/MoneroTalk.
Someone said, are you going to play the video with the gambling rabbit today?
We are going to play the video with the gambling rabbit today.
I mean, yes. It's XMR.Bar, right? Like,
we might be replacing that video though with because now they're launching XMR.WIN. So somebody's asking, I don't know if you answer this, Bawdy. What are the entry points to stack Monero?
Always, every day, all day. Obviously, we're going to 10 million. No, okay, let me try and give you like a real answer then. Here? No? Where's my XMR chart?
That's funny because that was going to be my answer. Just stack Monero every day or every month or every week or whatever, whenever you get paid.
All right, got the chart pulled up. Let's go to a little bit longer time frame and let's go to the weekly. So if crypto is going to have a little bit of problems, and I think that a double bottom is a very reasonable thing that could happen. Again, it doesn't have to happen. Everything, we got a lot of inflation and all the stuff goes up. All the numbers go up a lot now. And inflation is, again, we're at like 4% inflation again. So it's possible that it's possible that we don't really get many big pullbacks. I guess, I don't know, man. Like, I would just say buy on dips, right? If you see the price dipping, if you see a big spike down, then just buy, right? That's probably your best bet here. I'm not liking this weekly. This almost looks like a head and shoulders. Right here, you would say head or shoulder, head, and then potentially shoulder if it goes back down. But no, I'm not sure if I believe in head and shoulders as a pattern anymore. No, just buy, bro. Just buy. Whenever you see it spike down, like recently, that what happened in the past day or two, that would have been your buy point, right? Let's zoom in here a little bit. I move slower again because I'm on this touchpad. I'll probably get a mouse here. This was a good buy point, right? Like this thing spiked down, and that's an uncharacteristic spike, down about 13% in a single day. You know, just buy the dip, bro.
Buy the dip.
Yeah, to sound like a cliche, you know,
Buy the
maximalist.
dip, sell the hacks.
Yeah, that actually does seem to be the case. Sell the hack.
Yeah, pretty much.
So did we get another hack? I mean, is that the rumor right now?
Is there?
I thought I saw that.
Not that I've heard, but I don't listen very much, so
I
could
have
listen.
something in the news, some tweet. I don't know.
Oh, and Tony responded. He said he can't do it today.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
no
okay.
Tony.
There was a compromise that just dropped here today, actually. But
There was what?
yeah, it was a compromise. Well, we'll talk about it a different time. But there was a compromise that got dropped. It's not like a massively like, you know, it's not like Coinbase just got pwned on everyone's data, but it was a swap provider.
Oh, somebody that got compromised.
Yeah, one of the instant swap providers got compromised because their API was not. Well, it was vulnerable, basically.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, that's interesting. When did that happen?
Well, it's been that way for a long time, apparently, but it got posted like just today, like maybe like an hour ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
well,
brand
what
new.
is it?
Oh,
you don't want to say?
I won't say at the
public,
moment.
right?
Yeah, it's public now, but I won't say at the moment out of respect for our sponsors.
Okay, okay. It's crazy because there's been a lot of attacks, right? I mean, we have the Thorchain thing, Havino,
Speaking
Egan
of which,
Wallet.
didn't Basic
Like even
Swap check?
Egan Wallet had an issue. Basic Swap,
Yeah.
no, Basic Swap. I think's been good.
No, I think Basic Swap had a compromise with the liquidity providers, with the
When?
with the makers. I want to say it was Basic Swap. I heard it just a couple days ago. I could be wrong, but I would take a look into that because I think Basic Swap they told people to take their offers down off of Basic Swap. I could be wrong though, so don't
Yeah, I thought Basic Swap was like the only one that hasn't had an issue yet.
do your own research because I'm pretty certain there was an issue.
I never
how many
did my
people
own
are-
research. I let
How
ChatGPT
how
do
much
it
is
for me.
Basic Swap even being used though? Right, like Havino that had quite a bit of volume, right?
That I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much Basic Swap is, but yeah,
So
take a look.
the Rito Swap Havino thing. What any updates from last week?
Yes, it's back active now. They fixed the compromise and it's back up now.
Awesome. So are we seeing like liquidity come back? Is it?
Yeah, about the same amount of offers as there was.
Oh, sweet.
So everything's pretty much running the way it was now.
Okay. And now, Buddy, you're saying there's this other thing that's happening. I'm just saying it seems like a lot of attacks on ramps, off ramps, all at the same time.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't
like,
know if
nobody's
this-
funds,
is this a
nobody's funds were pwned. Like everybody still has their funds, but their transaction IDs were compromised.
Okay. So some potential privacy leaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Quadrio Chaletta tipped 0.001 XMR. Can't wait for MoneroCon. Thanks for being a real one, Body. Will be nice to meet. Awesome.
Thanks, brother and or sister. Looking forward to hanging out.
Yeah, HBS is saying Basic Swap didn't have an issue. Bisq did. Yeah, exactly. Bisq, which is basically another version of.
No, I know
you know.
Bisq had an issue, but I think Basic Swap did too. I know for a fact that Bisq had an issue.
Okay. Basic Swap, I don't think, because people were saying like it's the only one that hasn't had an issue. So unless this is something that recently happened.
If it was, I saw it within the last couple of days. That's for certain. So have a look around. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's certainly, it feels like there's been a lot of attacks. I mean, I think in the broader crypto sphere, there's been attacks, obviously, right? Just because of AI. I think we're seeing a broader uptick, but even more so in Monero land than anywhere else. It just seems like a lot all at once. I know we're always like subject to these types of things, but right? Am I making this up? It just seems like a lot with all within like 3 weeks.
No, absolutely. I feel the same. I feel the same way.
I mean, what's left to be attacked at this point? Wagyu, what's going on, Wagyu? The only one who hasn't been attacked. Interesting. Right? Have they had issues yet? No, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm looking here and I see a Noster post from May 20th that said basic swap DEX has a current bug too at the moment where an attacker can exploit. So there might be something here. Offer an XMR on X.
From what date?
May 20th.
Oh. He's the one that knows.
That would be 10 days ago, so.
We can get offering up here one of these days again.
So yeah, take a look at Offerings X from May 20th. There might be something there.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, I mean, there's definitely been an uptick. But hopefully, it's just a wave of attacks. Things get fixed, solved. I don't know if it's that people are using AI to find these flaws, these weaknesses. But either way, I mean, it's things that need to get exposed anyway eventually. So just rip off that Band-Aid. Looks like Thorchain is still plowing ahead. I don't think they're back up and running yet. They're still moving forward with the Monero integration. Haven't heard any news from Sarai. What's going on with Sarai?
Maybe they'll be the guys that took 4 years, 5 years to develop their platform, but maybe they do it right. Maybe they never have compromise. That would be cool.
Watched everybody else get slaughtered, and then they just step out. Okay, we're ready.
Apparently, what we really need are liquidity providers. We need more people on RetoSwap, right? We need, because supposedly there's only like one major liquidity provider, and he's charging like 10%.
On RetoSwap, there's only one person that basically sells.
Yeah. Monero's price is so stable, you would think that would be a natural fit for liquidity providers to jump in there. Because liquidity providers do best amidst stable prices.
Well, and what market is this? XMR Bitcoin or XMR dollar or XMR euro? Which one?
I don't know what the main liquidity is there, but I just maybe I was too easily believing what I saw on Reddit or Twitter, but it sounded to me like there was basically one major provider, one dude that was providing all the liquidity for RetoSwap. So we probably need more. There's weird math, like it's hard to do that in a way that there's just weird math involved where you get something called impermanent loss, both permanent and impermanent loss, that can happen even in stable prices. You're more susceptible when price is moving, but you have to account for that. And if you don't, then you could end up losing money as a liquidity provider.
Well, the thing is being a liquidity provider in Monero Bitcoin market might be one thing, but in the Monero fiat market is a whole different story, because then you're going back and forth between fiat and taking that risk every single time of somebody either screwing you over or the government taking notice of you and closing down your accounts.
Yeah.
So being a liquidity provider in fiat is a really dangerous activity.
Doug, you're muted.
What is Enigmatic Troll saying here? Just entering, not sure you discussed it yet, but yesterday Kraken stopped transactions to Hobby sanctioning for Russian connections. Down goes one of the last KYC exchanges to sell XMR. That's
crazy. This is the first I'm hearing of that. That's That's a shame, but yeah, I mean, Huawei
But
was,
not that Kraken is delisting, that they're no longer providing to this other exchange, Hobie.
yeah, Huawei is one of the few
Huawei? Yeah.
remaining like exchanges that has XMR that you don't have to KYC.
Oh, and they were non KYC. Oh.
Yeah, it was Huawei,
And
and
they're-
then I always forget the other one. It doesn't matter.
What's the other
Qcoin.
one? It's which? What is it?
Qcoin.
Qcoin?
Yeah. Huawei and Qcoin were kind of like the last remaining non-KYC centralized exchange platforms.
Where was that one at? Where was it out of? Do you know?
I don't know, probably some island.
Oh no, I was wrong. I just found the thing from Aliyah. It is Eigen wallet makers. My bad.
Yeah, the Eigen wallet story. That one I saw. That's crazy because that's atomic swaps.
Well, there were two
They've managed
Eigen
to
wallet things.
fuck
There
with
was
that.
one DDoS, and then there's apparently an actual bug in the code that allowed makers to get their offer stolen.
Okay, so it's two different flaws.
Well, at least we figured it out.
Kraken delisting Mica, as Regulation 76 said, CASPs have to choose between keeping the EU market or sell anonymous coins. You guys understand that? I know we have the MiCA regulations coming down in Europe. Kraken already delisted in Europe. No?
Yeah, Kraken already killed Europe's access to Monero.
I'm seeing some like FUD out. I think it's in the news too. People saying like privacy coins are now going to be illegal in Europe. I mean, that's not really the case.
No, they don't need to go that far. Like that would almost hurt their case by just making it totally illegal. They just have to shut down the corporate on-ramps.
And honestly, I don't think that's necessarily the case either. I mean, is Zcash still going to be listed with its transparent addresses? If not, I'm pretty sure that's probably how it's going to end up shaking out.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they delist Zcash in Europe? I can't remember. I mean, I'm sure they don't have the shielded addresses.
I think it currently might be. I don't know. Yeah, definitely doesn't have the shielded addresses.
Yeah, that I'm not sure of.
Yeah. I can't keep track of this shit. It's constant attacks. But things are getting better on the other end, right? Adoption, at least it seems so. More
And price.
More and more people are accepting Monero. The fact that these hacks happen and people turn to Monero, I mean, I know we don't want to categorize ourselves as the criminal coin, but it's a good indication that people are turning to Monero.
We definitely won the social warfare. Like, we definitely won that battle. Monero is the privacy coin that's respected #1 above everything else. There's no question now. Like, there's no like Monero versus Zcash. Is Zcash better? No. Like, the only people that ever say that are just AstroTurf bots and people that the Zcash Foundation sent a big chunk of Zcash as a donation, right? So now they have an incentive to promote it. But everywhere on the internet, people just know that Monero's the privacy coin. Like, it's the one that you use to to not get pwned.
I agree, but I wouldn't phrase it as we won. I'd phrase it as we're winning, just so we don't sit on.
Oh yeah, you're right. No,
100%. It's they could do a lot with that money, man. We've seen what they've done so far. While we are winning, I don't think the first mover advantage really, guarantees that we'll hold it for forever. We gotta continue to grow.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. And especially with these attacks. I mean, these attacks are having a real effect on us. They're making it harder and harder for people to get in and out of Monero. Obviously, we have solutions that are coming down the pipe, but they're not here yet.
These attacks are bad in the short run, but really, really good in the long run, because what doesn't kill you definitely makes you stronger. Yeah,
it really is forcing Monero to figure out other on-ramps, off-ramps, putting a gun to our head. Hopefully these freaking instant exchanges don't go away or something. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think so. And if they did, then hopefully by then we would have Thorchain Sarai chugging along.
Yeah, there'll always be some new person that wants to pop up and
Well,
do
if
an
the
instant swap thing, and there'll always be some provider somewhere.
if the instant swaps go away, then I will be doing all of my trading on Retuswap.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to.
How did they fix that problem? Like, they're back up and running, but how did they fix that problem? Because that's a fundamental weakness of that type of platform.
Oh, they just fixed the bug that caused the problem. So the problem was that the hacker, like the person, could impersonate the. What the heck am I trying to say here? I can't think of it.
I thought the problem was that someone had basically become both the liquidity provider and the mediator across.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
So how do you stop that from happening? Like, that's the thing about operating over Tor and an application that only requires, well, the front end, the application itself. You can AstroTurf, you can spoof a whole bunch of different accounts. You could pretend to be a bunch of different mediators at once. I don't understand how they solved that problem. Like, that's a fundamental weakness of that type of platform, and you only mediate it by having so many people using the platform that it's difficult to actually take over those mediator positions.
So what actually happened wasn't that the mediators got compromised. What actually happened is that the attacker, could send a message to the client pretending that they were the mediator and forcing the client to change their address of the mediator before the multi-signature wallet was created. So that bug was fixed.
Okay. I guess I misunderstood that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's a pretty bad that's a pretty bad bug.
Yeah, it is. But it was fixed. So now it's back up and running.
Okay.
Should we move on?
Anon tips 5 Moneros. Thank you, Anon.
Thank you, Anon. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for the super chats. Keep them coming, just so we can use Monero. Let's get the special guest up here. We could go ahead and run the
Monerotopia guest segment is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero and Bitcoin safely on iOS and Android too. Cake Wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys.
All right.
Elusive. Hi guys. Hi.
How's it going, man? How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Good. I know you've been toiling away over there, developing
absolutely.
nonstop. We've been chatting behind the scenes. I've been watching your progress. Very exciting. To those who don't know, Elusive currently runs XMR.Bar, but they have recently launched XMR.WIN. XMR.Bar is pretty simple. It's just a way to bet on dice in a provably fair way. Very cool fun use case for Monero. XMR.WIN is aiming to be a full-fledged prediction market, but one that's Monero based. So yeah, Elusive. Am I accurate in saying all those things?
Yes, absolutely. You're very accurate. I want to say I'm sorry for my English, but I've been awake for the last I don't know how many hours in order to get ready for this release. XMR.WIN is the first Monero prediction market. You can deposit any crypto using Trocador. You can, of course, deposit directly Monero, and you can withdraw Monero. We are working with partners to integrate them in order to have more seamless user experience for both deposits and withdrawals in any crypto. It will come in the next few weeks.
Well, you already have Trocador connected, or
Yes,
Okay.
we already have.
so people could effectively purchase credits with Monero or any other crypto, and then it's auto converted into Monero.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
For now, for this first week of release, we only have crypto markets live for predicting the up and down price in 10 minutes and 1 hour slots.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to. Who's got this? Why is the screen? Hold on a sec. That's weird. Share screen. Okay, there we go. Go ahead, continue.
Perfect. Right now, we only have crypto markets where you can predict the up and down price in 10 minutes and 1 hour slots for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course Monero. Prices are streamed from Hyperliquid. From next week, we will also have classical markets like Polymarket does. And we will also have custom markets for the community, for the Monero community. We have a page. If you go at the end of the website is the suggest a market in the resources section, where users can submit suggestions and propose a market. The only requirement is having a valid source for the resolution. And yeah.
Do you want to bring it up on your end actually? Because if you could log in and then you could actually show people.
Unfortunately, I'm from my phone. I can't right now. If you can create an account really quick.
Yeah, maybe I could do that. All right. So you're initially just launching with just crypto. Like, I mean, with just being able to bet on the price of crypto. Correct? Elusive, did I lose you? You there? Hello?
I think we might have lost him, but yeah, so far it looks like you can just bet on the price of crypto, which is fine. I think he said that was going to be for the first week.
Yeah, let me see if I could
get Elusive back.
Sorry, having some audio issues. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
No worries. So yeah, we were saying, so initially you could just bet on the price of crypto right now. That's kind of the first type of bet you're able to place on XMR.WIN.
Yes, exactly. For now, for this first week, the only markets available will be the crypto markets. But from next week, we will also have all kind of markets.
Very cool. And people can add whatever bet they want as well, or like suggest a bet, like you're saying.
Yes, they can suggest a bet. We will review it, make sure the source is valid, and that suggestion will be either directly put into the market, or it will have a community vote on the platform to let the community decide if they want that market or not.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. Let me see. Trying to create an account here. All right. Creating an account was very easy. I like that. So no,
Yeah, we
no
don't
email.
require
Let
any
me bring it up.
emails or anything. Fully zero KYC. We absolutely don't ask for your name or anything. We only need a username, password, and you can set up your two-factor authentication or passkey as you wish.
Awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's fair to say that this is you could be quite private on here and anonymous. You could place wagers on a prediction market with Monero, essentially anonymously and privately, right? Is that fair to say?
Absolutely, absolutely. All the markets are our own, so people are able to freely trade between each other. I saw a comment on the chat asking how will resolution work for polymarket bets. Well, it's really simple. We import bets from Polymarket. We only take like the title, and we track how is going on the Polymarket end in terms of description and updates. But the market is our own, so the resolution is based on the first party source that also Polymarket uses. But the markets are separate, of course. We have our own.
Now, recently I heard a news story that said something to the effect of very few people actually make money on prediction markets. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it depends how you use it. I think. Of course, predicting the future is it's impossible.
It's not easy to do.
I wish I would be able to do it, but it's a fun way to engage with the reality and having this possibility to bet on virtually anything. Of course, there will be a losing side and a winning side, but I think is a cool insight also on the real world events.
Yeah, I just think that the article was mainly pointing out that some people have good insider information and they make lots of money, where most people end up losing money.
Well, arguably same as stocks.
Yeah, but that's kind of the beauty of a prediction market is it pulls out the truth, right, from the market.
Yes, it democratizes insider trading.
Yeah, I mean that's what's so cool about these prediction market. Yeah, isn't just the fact that people can gamble on anything. It's that it does serve a real world utility in that it effectively becomes the best indicator of what will likely happen. Becomes the best way of predicting.
Absolutely.
Least, right? In theory, it certainly should work out that way.
Yeah, there are some assumptions, like on the amount of participants in the market, but yeah, usually when the market is large enough, historically, it was able to predict future events really well.
You have another question here. So it's a Monero layer above Poly Market, and it's settled via UMA?
No. It's our own market. It's not a Polymarket layer. The Polymarket layer is only on the management side for us to make it simpler to have more bets. But the market is our own.
And then how did the fees work?
There are a few tiers for the buyer side. depending on the volume you generated in the previous 7 days. If you go in the terms and condition or in the settings of the user, you can see all the tiers and how they work.
Okay. So I'm checking. All right. So I see here are all the crypto markets.
Yes.
Over here is general markets. So this is where we'll start to see everything in addition to the crypto based ones. Yeah, I mean it'll be fun to, we were talking about this, right? Like to have a prediction market for when full chain membership proofs will launch. I'll be excited to get that one up there once we have the ability to do that.
Yes, from
Curious.
next week it will be up there.
That's awesome. I think maybe we should make the tagline "privately predict the future" with XMR.
Oh
That
yeah.
would be good too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think this is obviously a good use case for Monero, right? If people are going to be betting on these prediction markets, why not use Monero to do so? It does seem like a good use case for that. Like you'd want to use digital cash for something like that. So excited to see how it plays out, and that if maybe it could even begin to pull people in from outside of the Monero ecosystem that are just interested in prediction markets, and they see value in using a Monero-based one. Be interesting to see if it plays out that way.
Yes, absolutely. In the coming weeks, we will have the full integrations to both deposits and withdrawals in any crypto. So we will be able to onboard virtually any community. We also have right now a referral program to anyone who's interested. Check it out in the website. Let's spread the Monero. What?
What's the referral program?
Yeah, if you go at the end of the website, there is the referral page explaining everything. The program works in a pretty basic way. The referrals, the end, yeah.
Okay.
Here it is. Basically, you get a link for creators. They can also get a custom code. Just reach out privately to the team. And the program is pretty simple. You invite people and you earn 25% of the trading fees that those users bring for 6 months.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's not a bad deal. I think that will incentivize people to share it for sure. Very cool. And now, so I mean, it's live now, right? Like you could place bets now.
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely, you can.
All right, we should.
You can try it out.
So this is XMR up or down within the next hour.
Yes. If the price of Monero will be
right now. Okay.
Yes.
Started at 12:15, so for between 12:15 and 1:15, we could bet on whether or not Monero will be up or down from what it is. Resolves yes if price. Okay, if it's greater, so it's at 376.50, right?
Yes, that's the reference point, and you have to predict if it will be either up or down at the resolution time.
Okay, so yeah, guys, if you want to place bets, has anybody bet on it yet? No, right? How do you tell? I haven't used a prediction market yet. I wanted to. Honestly, I'm so excited about this idea because I mean, what's stopping me is I don't want to connect a bank account or do something and use Polymarket. Like I went on there, I was gonna bet on the invasion of Karg Island. Like I was like ready to place a bet, but there was no way to just bet with Monero. Like I would have already placed my first prediction market bet. So I'm actually excited for this, but haven't used one yet. I'm not really a
This
big
is the
gambler
right
at all,
time.
guys. Like I don't play poker or I don't know. I'm not really into the gambling thing. But prediction markets are interesting because it's not pure gambling. You're betting on outcomes of real events. So there perhaps is some advantage in terms of being able to do. It's not just pure random gambling, right?
It's kind of like options trading because you get a specific option, yes or no, and then you get a time period. And if it's yes within that time period, you get the money, and if it's no, then you lose the money. It's just basically like options trading.
Right, but it's not purely based on probability. It is, you could give yourself an advantage by putting work into it, right?
That's true.
And learning, right, and trying to make a good prediction. So it actually involves some skill, and if you want to dedicate time. Now, whether it's worth doing that, I don't know, right?
A magic proposal.
What's that?
You
Who's
should
that?
submit this to Magic as a proposal.
Submit this to Magic as a proposal. What do you say? What do you mean?
Magic Monero Fund, this can be a proposal for them to
Okay.
fund.
Yeah. I mean, it already exists. What would be a proposal for?
Or
Where's that voice coming from?
XMR.WIN.
Yeah, he's saying it already exists. What would the proposal do?
I guess to further develop it.
Yeah. All right, it's something to be considered. I mean, I think they're trying to be entrepreneurial with it. But yeah, if it comes to that. So yeah, guys, let's place some bets. Somebody place a bet. Somebody buy a share. Will Monero be up or down? Let me see if I can do it here on my end.
I'm waiting for more real world events to go live.
I have to deposit XMR to trade.
Well, you can't trade for free.
Get your first trade
That
free.
wouldn't be a very good business model. So why isn't the deposit button working? I think we found what's going on over here.
Well, you have to go in your wallet section. If you
Okay.
click
I mean,
on
over
the
here,
top.
you might want to make this button active, right? For people that.
Yeah,
my
for
case.
sure. I'll add it in for the next release.
Yeah.
Even for the people out there, if you have suggestions,
Yes.
or you see bugs, error, glitches, or whatever, just
Yeah.
report them to us, and we will fix them as soon as possible.
I recently heard
had.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I recently heard a story about a White House person that got arrested or whatever for using a prediction market. So if they'd had this available, they might not have.
Should have used Monero.
There's some utility in using Monero for prediction markets. There definitely is. All right, let me see. I'm gonna try to load my wallet.
Yeah, according to the homepage, it says there's 6 active markets and 12 traders. 0.51 Monero total volume.
Yes, we have 3 markets for the 10 minutes slots and 1 hour time range.
I like the fact that it shows how many traders are on the platform and how much, I like this.
Yeah, it's actually very nicely designed. It's got a really nice UX. So I just sent the deposit. Your
Yes.
deposit requires 10 network confirmation, so it's going to take 20 minutes, guys, for mine to deposit. Oh, here we are, showing deposit. Sent in 1 Monero. I'm going in big. Pending. All right, let's see what happens.
Jesus,
And
Doug's a
now,
baller.
let's see, guys. You know, you don't have to act as brazen as I am right now. Let's see how this plays out, right? So I know the guys who've been building this, the same guys who built XMR.Bar. I've been in communication with them. Seemingly very nice guys, straight up guys. Been consulting with them, giving them advice on what they should be doing. But yeah, you know, trust needs to be earned, right? So take it slow with using this. I think it's right. I think you would even say elusive, right? You know, give things time, right? I'm sure you're probably going to run into
Absolutely,
some
absolutely.
glitches along the way. I mean, give people your perspective on that. What should their expectations be?
Well, right now the platform, of course, we just released it. There will be a few issues, like someone already found an issue with a button and reported it. That's awesome. We already are working to fix it. We are always available if there are issues or whatever. We are humans, we make mistakes. Hopefully we don't make that many, but if we do, please excuse us, report it, and we will handle it as fast as possible.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm correct, this is a custodial wallet that you are depositing your Monero
Yes.
to. So
Yes.
treat this like you would any other Monero service, and don't
Absolutely.
deposit more than you would want to lose.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's like using a centralized exchange, not your keys, not your coins.
Exactly. Same rules applies,
Yeah.
especially with all the recent hacks. I think we are a pretty secure platform, but who knows? And we ensured, we did a lot of audits internally. We have a great team, but yes, it's a centralized platform, so treat it carefully. I'm the owner and I'm saying this, so yeah, be careful, deposit what you want to play. After you are done, you are free to withdraw all your Moneros.
Looks like we have somebody who's excited. Wow, I've been listening all morning. The idea and site is awesome. XMR is going to amp up in price because of this. What is bigger, depositor funds in the bank or the bank's derivative trades? What is bigger, depositors' funds in the bank or the bank's derivative trades?
Oh, easily the bank's derivative trades. There's no question about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just
National Reserve.
Yeah, exactly. It's just fake imaginary stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of a reference to the 2008 fiasco, where the market for derivatives was about 20 times larger than the actual market itself. Quadrio Salata says should allow bug reports easily and offer some small free credits to unique bugs and vulnerabilities.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, actually.
That's a great idea. Yeah, for sure. I will work on a dedicated page for that and follow all the security disclosure practices and yeah, implement it correctly.
And then they get credits. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can both give credits or directly Moneros, depending on the severity of the issue, of course.
Okay. He's also asking, how big is your team?
Well, I'd prefer not to disclose this, but we aren't that many. Let's say not more than 10.
All right.
I like this thing on the homepage. It's like a recent activity. Anon, what did it say here? Anon bought whatever amount of shares in unknown market. I like that.
Yeah, users can have their profile private, so they don't disclose anything. We usually also don't disclose anything because we how we structure the platform. We have limited the as much as possible the amount of logs and references to directly to users.
Now I'm assuming that's ticked on by default, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so for a Monero platform. I thought it would be, but
Yes.
I just had to check.
Quadri Choletta is saying, good luck with your site. Careful about some governments not being happy for unlicensed. Some larger disclaimer for where you can legally operate would be good.
Well, we are a platform in
Stay
the
anonymous, bro.
Yeah, we are a platform in the ether, so we let anyone play. Of course, we let the users check if it's legal in their jurisdiction, if they can gamble, place bets or whatever in our platform. But if you're not allowed, please don't do it. But if you do, I will never know. So
yeah, you might want to put up a disclaimer, right?
Yeah, in the
says to that
terms
effect.
in the terms and conditions
Right, if it's legal in your jurisdiction.
Yeah, we explain
your
that.
jurisdiction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Has anybody been able to place a bet yet? Anybody out there placing bets? Let's see,
Well,
is it showing?
Well, there's 12 traders, so.
Oh, wait, 1
traders.
minute ago. Somebody. Yeah, I see a couple of 1 minutes ago. Anon bought 0.2 shares. Right? Is that 1 minute ago? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also trading and taking the
Awesome.
basically the risk because of course the platform is new, the volume is of course really low. So
why is it saying shares of unknown market? It should be saying what? Shares of XMR up or down, right? I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. It should name what the
You're right.
bet was.
You're right.
Yep.
I'm
telling you, this is
adding
good.
it
This is
right
good. It's
now.
all these little things, man. It's all these little things. You want it so that when a complete noob comes, that's not somebody who's like used to using crypto and Monero, just somebody who wants to bet on a prediction market. You want to make it as easy for them to do it as possible.
Yeah, doing the user experience and design right is extremely hard. Yeah, things like these, small things like this, really are really important. So, yeah, if there are any, please report them, and they will get fixed.
Awesome. And now you said that you have a trading, like a bot setup?
Yeah, we have the team basically trading manually using AI agents because the platform, of course, we have public APIs. People can create bots, and we encourage them to do it.
Great.
They can
that will bring liquidity, right?
Yeah, of course. We have public APIs. We have documentation for developers. We have documentation for AI. We have an MCP in order to allow agents to directly trade in the platform and interact with it. We are fully agent friendly, so you can use bots or whatever you want. It's a free market.
Awesome. Wait, so how do people tap into like if somebody wanted to make a bot for it, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, they can go in the
API
API docs.
docs.
Yeah, exactly. API docs,
Oh.
and here everything is explained.
That's really cool. Yeah, so guys, get on that. That's awesome. That will really help bring liquidity into it.
Yeah, we
I mean,
encourage
that's
market makers and
Mhm.
whoever has the possibility and wants to be a market maker or do arbitrage or whatever he wants. We encourage them to make bots or whatever they need. If they need help, please reach out to us. We will be happy to support you as best as we can.
Yeah. This is exciting. I mean, so what is the competition out there right now, would you say, with regards to crypto-based, Monero-based prediction markets? Is this the
Well, I personally don't know of any other prediction market that is Monero based that is currently live. I might be wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah,
of course,
I saw
there is the
I
big
saw rumors,
competition.
people talking about the concept, but I don't know if I saw it launched anywhere. So you might be the first. It's really going to be about liquidity, about making the best UX, best experience, where with as little friction as possible, somebody can basically place a prediction bet like they would on any other major prediction market, but even perhaps easier, right? No need to go through no need to do KYC. You don't even need your email. A
Yeah,
couple of clicks of a button, you're sending Monero and you're placing bets. So I mean, if something like this can't catch, I don't know what can in Monero, right? Like, obviously, XMR.Bar is doing well. There's a real use case there. People want to buy and sell goods and services with digital cash. We're seeing some other, use cases, but something like this, I would think would really work. To be determined. The price of XMR will benefit as predictive market challenges will grow. If people start winning 10x from this versus just the price appreciation of Monero, FOMO, and Allure will take place. Yeah, there's all those reasons. And it just makes it easy for people to place bets with digital cash.
Yeah, it says you win. It says you win 1 XMR for every share of the correct answer you get. So the fact that you can buy like 0.02 or whatever means that you'd win 0.02 if you're right. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, we used one Monero as a unit of reference because we are a Monero marketplace.
Shortwave definitely like that. Shortwave definitely approves.
But of course, we allow for fractional shares. Otherwise, it will be a bit too expensive.
Maybe this will become the killer use case of Monero and will start to help set the base price of Monero. Imagine. Who knows?
You could possibly use this as an arbitrage strategy too. Like you could do something on an exchange and then do something here as an arbitrage strategy.
You're saying
right now the crypto markets are basically an abstraction of options, I would say. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, you can use it as a tool, as a financial tool.
So is there anybody actively have a bet in yet? Like, is this one? This one ends in 1 minute.
Yeah, I see some bets being placed.
Yeah, it says there's 12 traders.
Yeah.
Wait, where? On this one?
On the
In
on the
the
on the
home
homepage.
No, but I'm looking at this one right now.
Oh, you're
will
looking at a
Monero
specific
be
market.
above the? It's showing up 75% chance, down 25% chance. Did it already close? Or no, it's about to close.
Yeah, in 30 seconds.
Resolve yes if no, but nobody bet on this one, right? No.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's showing share
I
0.
think yes, because the probabilities are set. I don't see any
Where can you
orders open,
see?
but we don't. Oh yeah, I see a trader in the top holders of that trade. If you go down a bit, yeah, top holders near the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you can see the recent trades and the top holders. Of course, you can see the top holders only if they have a public profile.
Okay. But even over here, it should show like almost like a volume, right? Because you could see it shows price, target.
Yeah, that's
Like
the price
price of the
streamed
Monero, yeah,
from Hyperliquid. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm saying you should
the
see
volume is in the top right of the above the share link. The share button near the title of the bet.
up or
Down. There, near the title, in the top right of that box.
Oh, okay. It says
Yeah.
0.07. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I have to make it a
Yeah,
bit
make that-
bigger.
Yeah. Make that bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
And so you think by next week we'd be able to add like a custom bet, like will full chain membership proofs be live by whatever?
Yes, for the next Monero podcast, you will be able to create that market.
Awesome. I think that would be a good one.
Oh yeah, let's hope it arrives soon.
No, I'd be curious to see which way the market goes on that one.
Oh yeah, I think it will go.
Everybody
up
will
a
bet
lot.
for soon. Soon. Out of hope. Oh wait, I think I could buy now. All right, so here's a 10-minute
Yeah, I
one.
see someone commented I can run my AI agent with these. Yeah, you can run as many AI agents as you want. They can have their own account, or you can share with them your account. You can do whatever you like. Of course, we have rate limits and measures to prevent abuse, but other than abusing the platform, you are free to do whatever you want.
Awesome. Wait, so I don't know. So it's showing that I have one Monero, I think, right? I see in the upper right.
Yes.
So we maybe didn't fully confirm yet.
No,
It
yeah,
says
it is confirmed. You can go in the crypto market,
So go to XMR.WIN.
choose
Monero,
one, whichever
yes.
you prefer.
Yeah, so this is within the next 10 minutes. Will Monero be above 376.05?
Yeah, I don't know if there is
Yes.
someone selling. If you go down in the order book, you can see. Oh yeah, perfect. You can place a market order, how big you want it, 0.01 or whatever.
So how do I buy shares of Yet? It says, oh, it's not
Yeah,
letting me buy
you
up.
put the in the box how many Moneros
Oh,
you
okay,
want
okay.
to spend.
So
basically
buy, sell. And so what's the limit here? Because, I mean, there's no liquidity, so.
Well, the amount you have in your wallet is the limit. You can
But
place.
so like theoretically, I could place a 1 Monero bet on this.
Yes, you could.
I mean, I'm not
If
going
the
to,
market, if there is someone on the other part able to fulfill that order, yes. Of course, right now there is a very
Right.
low volume, so yeah.
So
make
what happens in that case if somebody puts
You can
that?
pre-select
So
the
like-
0.01 amount from the button there. Yeah, perfect.
So what are
And-
these suggested amounts? This is just to make it easier, like.
Yeah, it's just to make it easier for users. We start with a very low amount. Yeah, I think it's like $3, 0.01, and yeah, and you can buy up if you think it will go up
So that
or
gives
change
me
to down.
0.024 shares.
Yes,
All right.
at the current price. That's the amount of shares.
Oh, then it takes a fee of 1.5%.
Yes, that's based on the volume you generated. You can check your current status in the settings, in the user's settings.
So confirm order, yes, type, market, price. Why does it say 0.4 XMR? What is that?
That's the price. That's the odds, basically. That's a 40%. That's the price of the one
It says
share
I'm getting
in the market.
0.024 shares.
Yes.
I'm paying 0.01 XMR.
Yes.
This is what I could win if I
Yes.
win at this current, right?
Yes.
But yeah, the price thing I don't understand where it says price 0.4.
That's the price for one share in the market.
Oh, maybe you got to clarify that. I don't know. Maybe something's got to be. That's a little.
Okay,
Right.
for
What do you
sure.
think? So I'm gonna hit confirm.
Yes.
Order filled. Yes. So I bought 0.02
Yes.
XMR worth of yes shares.
Yes, you can check out your holdings down below. In the top holder, maybe you will be listed. Yes, here it is.
XMR winner.
Yes. And if you go in the portfolio page, you can see all the trades. I see someone asked for sport outcomes. Yeah, they will be added in the coming weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, because basically you could add any sport type of betting, right? I mean,
yeah,
endless.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If we don't have a particular market, as we said before, there is the suggest a market page where users can submit their suggestions, and we will work on it to satisfy the requests.
So this one resolves at 12:51, which is in 2 minutes. So I was betting on the 10-minute price of Monero, whether or not it would be up or down.
Unfortunately, it looks
Come on, guys, let's rally. I just thought me doing this would rally the price. Ends in 1 minute. Come on, here we go. Market is realizing XMR.WIN has just launched. It's pricing that in. Monero's about to rally. Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah, for now, for now, no. But in the future, let's hope.
Now I noticed that Bitcoin was the first thing. Like I clicked on the cryptos tab, and I noticed that Bitcoin is the first live price data that comes up, and I have to scroll to get to Monero. Why do I have to scroll to see Monero? Why shouldn't Monero be first?
Yeah, what the fuck? No comment. Wait, where is it? Where is the shortwave?
On the cryptos tab, I'm just on the main page. If I click on cryptos, it gives me live crypto.
I want to see this.
Yeah,
result.
sorry. I wasn't following. Sorry.
On the cryptos page, there's a thing that gives the live price data of each coin.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin is first, and I'm wondering why I have to scroll to get to Monero. Why can't Monero be first?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's clearly a mistake on my end.
And Douglas, you failed. Your market resolved not.
Yeah. I apologize.
Sure it closes in 2 seconds. 1 second.
Yeah, I will edit it.
Resolving. Market resolved. No wins. The market has been resolved. Winning shares paid out 1 XMR each.
Unfortunately,
no payout.
You were unlucky on the price prediction.
So
but
how much
it will go up in the next few days, hopefully. I have to make some purchases, so let's hope.
Okay. Well, that was pretty slick and easy, though.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Congratulations, Doug. You already got your first loss.
It's the beginning of the end for me as I lose all my Monero on XMR.WIN.
Something tells me Sunita would not be very happy with you.
No, I don't think so. Either would Franya or Penelope. But I'm excited to place some real bets once we get things going on here. I'll bet on full chain membership proofs. What would be some other good ones? Shortwave. Any ideas of what would be a good like Monero themed Monero ecosystem bet?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't really know right offhand.
We can let the community decide next week.
Well, Monero or Zcash hit 1,000 first.
Oh yeah, good one.
That'll be a crowd favorite.
Yeah, but that's unfair. Zcash is like quite easy for a few people to manipulate. But yeah, we could have such markets from next week.
So now I have a question for you. Since Doug was the only holder of that market, at least that I could see, since Doug was the only holder there, and there wasn't any.
There were other holders.
Okay. I didn't see anything else in the top holders.
Yeah, because most likely they have the private, they profile private. Like even our team who's trading even right now, as we speak, they all have the private profile by default. You need to go in the settings and manually enable it to see other users.
Okay. I was just thinking that if there wasn't any other person on the other end of the market, then how would Doug have gotten his resolution if he had been correct? But okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I like the little troll box.
The total volume's going up too. It's 0.72 now. When we started the show, it was less than 0.5.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, right now my team is playing a bit.
All right. Very
Oh
cool,
yeah,
man.
someone is asking if we have simplex or matrix or any contact details. We don't have simplex or matrix, but we do have our email listed in the website. You can reach out at support at XMR.WIN or support at XMR.Bar. You can DM on X or tag us on X. The page is XMR.Bar. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you should start a group chat somewhere where people can.
Yeah, I don't know which platform would be better. We I don't know if there are suggestions. If someone prefers,
I mean, something like a matrix, but that's just going to be like super Monero people, which is fine for the beginning. But
Simple X.
might want something more accessible. Even Simple X and
yeah,
Signal, I guess, would be ideal.
All three.
We can work on that. We can work on that.
Simple X is good. Yeah, Simple X is great. But I'm just saying, if you want like noobs to get involved too, where people are excited about just prediction markets in general, and you want them part of the conversation.
Well, Simple X isn't that hard to get into.
Yeah, just not nearly as many users as Signal. Not yet. All right, man. That was that's great. And so we should see it evolve now, hopefully pretty quickly. Excited to see, once you start adding these other betting types, categories.
Yeah. From next week, we will release a lot more markets and.
Yeah, keep me posted on that, because if you have it up by next week, we could get that full chain membership proof one going at least, and we could start to get the word out on that. See if people want to start betting on that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we will try our best to make it ready for the next podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, like will FCMP be on mainnet before December 31st, 2026?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
That'd be exciting. I don't know. I might have to bet no on that if I'm being like honest in terms of where I think things are headed right now. But
yeah,
because I think with prediction markets, you've got to be really careful to make it a binary, because like otherwise you get weird resolutions.
Yes, we have. We take a lot of time to analyze and check out every market to ensure it's not. It doesn't have a gray area. Yeah, we try to use first-party sources also to ensure that data is reliable.
Yeah, like will FCMP be live on Monero's mainnet at by December 31st, 2026 at 11:59 and 59 seconds p.m. Like
yeah,
that kind
with
of
the
thing.
time zone,
Yeah,
UTC or
UTC.
whatever. Yeah. It has to be really specific. Even if you see the markets we have live, they are really specific, and the time shown is based on the time zone of the client seeing the website.
yes, yeah, I was telling you that yesterday.
Yes, we made it. Yeah.
Friend was trying it out. One of the first things he noticed. Insider trading by the Monero devs incoming. Yeah.
Hey, that's
Justin Berman's gonna win that one.
That's
He's
the
like, yeah,
that's the way to get that's the new CCS.
Trump will be all over this. Will the Strait of Hormuz be open? Will it be closed? Yes, no, yes.
Where if they use Monero,
Yeah.
They can get arrested.
Baron's going to be all over XMR.WIN. He's going to be your power user. Imagine.
It would be fantastic.
Never know, guys.
We would never know.
We would never know.
Exactly.
Nor do we want to know. Everybody's got to independently do things legally from their perspective. Elusive, man, thank you so much. Anything else you want to put out there before we move on? If you could hang around too, you're more than welcome to. I'll run through the news. Then we can let some people jump up on stage if anybody's around wants to ask a question. But
yeah,
anything
for
you
sure.
want to bring up?
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me present XMR.WIN. I invite everyone to register and try it out. As we said, if there are issues or suggestions, please reach out and we will address it as soon as possible. And yeah, if you have any questions, I will hang around for the viewers on stage segment, so you can directly ask me questions.
Awesome. Yeah, you can hang around right now too as well, and we'll do the news. So Justin, if you want to run the news, I'll start bringing up Newslink.
The Monerotopia Weekly News segment is sponsored by WizardSwap.io, a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange.
All right. What do we got here? Simon Dixon saying to all Bitcoiners in South Africa, you might want to pay attention to this. South Africa is forcing Bitcoin holders to hand over private keys or face 5 years prison. This is where Fluffy Pony is, right? Watch the 10-minute breakdown. So yeah, I don't know, 10 minutes. All right, well, maybe we could kind of quickly check this out here.
Enoch Godongwana, South Africa's finance minister, quietly introduced the most aggressive crypto seizure regulation on the planet. Then the public found out. And now his own government has been forced to move its deadline. 3 weeks ago, I published a breakdown of this draft. The response was immediate and global. South Africa's crypto community mobilized, legal experts flagged constitutional violations, and now the government that wrote this in the dark is rewriting its schedule in the light. The comments period was supposed to close May 18th, then June 10th. Now it's June 30th. And it took 2 conflicting websites, 2 different email addresses, and a wave of public pressure to get there. 4 things today. Who Enoch Godongwana is and why his name is on this. What happened after the first video. The deadline chaos on screen in detail. And why none of this changes what every government watching just learned. If you are new here, subscribe. I cover the economics and public policy behind crypto. Let me be precise about who Enoch Godongwana is, because precision matters here. He is South Africa's Minister of Finance. He oversees the National Treasury. The National Treasury wrote the Draft Capital Flow Management Regulations of 2026. His name is on the Government Gazette publication. Not a deputy, not a director, the minister himself. That matters because the standard play when public scrutiny hits a controversial regulation is to distance. This was a staff draft. The minister wasn't personally involved. That option is not available here. The minister's name is on the document. What the draft does, and seeking to seize or access your crypto assets, you must furnish full particulars in writing of all passwords, PINs, or codes necessary to enable National Treasury to obtain access and control. That is the compelled disclosure provision, and it applies in a formal enforcement context. Regulation 25 sub 5 goes further. It gives enforcement officers the power to demand your private key, your password, your PIN, anything needed to access your crypto at the border, on the spot. No court order, no warrant. If you refuse either provision, the refusal is itself a criminal offense. A fine of up to 1 million rand, which is roughly 55,000 US dollars, or 5 years in prison. That language is not ambiguous. Full particulars of all and any passwords. That is a government publishing in writing a mechanism to compel the surrender of self-custody under threat of imprisonment. And the original comment period was set to close on May 18th. Worth remembering. Here is what the finance...
All right, we don't need to go through this whole thing. But pretty wild, pretty crazy. Yeah, more of governments going after people's crypto. Let's see what the next story is. This is security announcement. We talked about this earlier. Eigenwallet. There may be a vulnerability in the maker, possibly actively exploited. I strongly urge everyone to shut down their ASB for now. We are investigating the issue. So yeah, Eigenwallet was facing issues earlier this week. I don't know the current status. Shortwave, do you know what happened with that? Is it back up and running? Or people using it again?
I do not know a current status, no.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, overall, like we're saying, we're seeing a lot of these issues popping up all over the place. Thorchain got attacked. Eigenwallet. What are the other ones? There's so many right now. Like I can't even keep track anymore. Basically, every on ramp for Monero and every form on and off ramp has been attacked. Havino. We're hearing in instant exchanges we're just having issues recently. Obviously, sometimes these things just happen, but we're seeing a lot of it happen all at once, and happens to be services that allow people to obtain Monero or offload Monero. Next story. From the MoneroResearch Lab, the full chain membership proof ++ carat beta stress net version 2.0 has been released. So a couple of weeks ago, we announced that version 1.0 was released of the beta stress net. It's the last stress net that'll be run before things go live. They ran into, I guess they found some issues, and now they had to release an updated version of the beta stress net. So that's been released. So I would say good news that they're continuing to make progress there. We will see what the prediction markets have to say in a week or so as to whether or not full chain membership proofs will launch this year. Next story here. How do you hack the Pentagon and get caught by a $250 transaction? So this kid, Kai West, was 25, British, and running the dark web's biggest stolen data marketplace under the name Intel Broker. So he was basically stealing these databases. He sold everything in Monero only, untraceable by design. For 2 years, nobody could touch him. So he was hacking these databases. His victims list read like a who's who: Apple, AMD, Cisco, Nokia. He'd steal these databases, sell them for Monero. Then in January 2023, an FBI agent reached out to buy $250 worth of stolen data and talked him into accepting Bitcoin just this once. So he broke the number one rule and used something other than Monero in the crimes he was trying to perpetuate, and which led to his demise. That $250 went into a wallet tied to his real Coinbase account, registered with his actual UK driver's license, his real name, and his real face. It always amazes me that these like super geniuses that are able to figure out how to hack into secure databases and access these things and turn around and sell these things for like millions of dollars, then go do something silly like use Bitcoin and send it to a centralized exchange where they have an account and they've been KYC'd. It's like, I get mistakes happen, but I mean, that just seems like such a no-brainer, right? Like, if you're in the business of being a criminal like that, why would you sell those things for traceable Bitcoin and then send it to a KY exchange? Who the hell knows? But the bigger story is he was using Monero. He wasn't caught whenever he was using Monero, but as soon as he used Bitcoin, he was caught. So if you think that's a good thing and you want a world with no crime and pure surveillance and we're all being tracked and surveilled, then cheer on Bitcoin. If you want a world where, yes, criminals may be able to do things, but we also maintain our liberty and freedom, you should be rooting for Monero. So just yet another story, another example of should have used Monero. Let's see, next story. What do we got here? This is from Sir Jams a lot. And yeah, he's just pointing out the different exploits that happen just days after exploits. RitoSwap and Eigenwallet are back online. So yeah, he's saying they're both back up. We know RitoSwap is back up, but it sounds like Eigenwallet is also back online as well. Eigenwallet Atomic Swap exploit update. In a strange turn of events, the devs have found that the exploiter would have to burn an equal amount of Bitcoin in transaction cancel fees in order to acquire Monero. They ended up with the same amount of money, but the maker running Atomic Swap backend would lose. There's no financial gain here, just malicious intent. So that's interesting. So according to Sir Jams a lot, based on the information he was saying, that the Eigenwallet attack wasn't really they were financially incentivized. So this is just kind of further example that perhaps these attacks, it's not just about money and there's weaknesses that are being exploited here, but it's about people going out of their way to cause harm in the Monero ecosystem, right? Effectively shutting down Eigenwallet Atomic Swaps by way of this hack, where the hacker wasn't even benefiting financially, but essentially was just creating havoc and making it so the system didn't work. So that's interesting, evidence of the fact that this might be more than just people trying to make money through exploits, but that they're purposely going after Monero on ramps, off ramps. Luckily, it's since been fixed and it's back up and running. Next story. Let's show the Monero community's generosity and fun internet freedom together with the Tor Project. So the internet, people have been raising money for Tor using Monero. The Tor Project, the vital privacy tool, and community have kicked off an initiative over the next 30 days doing a quadratic fundraiser with matched donations, aiming to provide a long ramp of funding to 10 vital projects in the privacy and anti-censorship space. As part of this, they've onboarded all of these organizations to Monero via Cake Wallet to directly receive donations. And that gives us a unique chance to show the privacy and FOSS world that the Monero community is ready and willing to fund other projects fighting for internet freedom. Please take a few minutes to go through the site, browse the projects, and consider. So you could donate to these different projects and consider donating some of your hard-earned Piconeros to support these fantastic projects and show them why they should care about Monero as a donation source in the long run. And then I think Cake Wallet was like matching the donation funds. 31 days, 5 ways to give. Each donation to an internet freedom project gets matched. So you could donate to these internet freedom projects and your donations get matched because of the generous donations made by Cake Wallet. And Monero is one of the top methods by which you can donate. So you can donate to the Onion Browser project. They've raised almost 2,000 through 63 donors, and yet showing by chain the amount donated by chain. Private, not tracked, so you can see the amount of Bitcoin donated, Ethereum, Zcash, Monero, private, not tracked. So they should be using view keys here to enable that, and you can show the amount of Monero that has been raised. Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. Next story. Oh, this is just a fun video graphic that was, I think, Giallo made this, I assume. He's the one who posted it. Let's see if we can. So I'll start from the beginning. Showing Monero's climb despite the attacks. Finance delisting. Local Monero shutting down. Kraken delist. Monero chillin'. Byte to me delist. Gate.io delist continues to climb. Hackers pump. Bam. Y'all remember that one? Cubic attack. Cubic fails. Monero keeps climbing up. Keeps climbing. Another presumably hacker attack. Tor chain hack. Delfino exploit. And there's been even more since then. This was just made this week. Yeah, it's true, guys. Monero, like no other crypto, Monero is truly anti-fragile. The hits keep on coming. Monero keeps getting stronger. Next story. Well, this is another update for the MoneroResearch Lab. CipherStack Phase 1 code audit of the full chain membership proof plus integration concluded successfully, identifying only informational findings and receiving praise for its depth and rigor. So no issues were found with this latest and last audit, I believe, of the code of full chain membership proofs. So obviously beautiful to see. Don't need to go into the details on that. Highly recommend people follow this account, though, on X, and you get all the latest on what's going on in terms of Monero development and Monero research, excerpts from the latest meetings that are taking place on a weekly basis. Ricardo is tweeting, Monero is about to be even more in demand, and this is in response to the fact that EU is launching a massive crypto crackdown. There's going to be a 10,000 euro cash ban, a 1,000 crypto KYC threshold, privacy coins fully banned. I don't think that's accurate, as I was saying earlier. There's a lot of FUD out there, but it's effectively in ways being banned. AMLR rules take effect July 1st, 2027. All exchanges must verify ID above 1,000 euro. Monero, Zcash, and Dash will be completely removed from EU platforms. Not sure that's the case, to be honest, especially with something like Zcash and transparent addresses. And Monero with its new view keys. We don't talk about that much because I feel like Monero community, right, isn't really looking to be listed on more centralized exchanges. But with the advent of full chain membership proofs, or with the addition of full chain membership proofs and this latest update that we're all waiting for, we're also going to get improved view keys, and that could be leading to more listings on centralized exchanges. It is possible that happens. Next story here from Car Battery. You need XMR for this same reason. So let's give this a listen. What's this all about?
It's here. They have at it. So we've frozen Iranian bank accounts
after they started getting bombed by Iran.
Yes, but it was a big strategic
mistake
failure on the financial side.
And you jumped right in.
And we jumped right in. And they've been very good partners. I believe that we have seized about $1 billion of their crypto.
Oh,
and
there it is.
Just outright seized it.
Just outright grab the wallets. Some of them may be like typing in right now and realize they might not have realized that their wallet had been grabbed. And we are working with our allies all over Europe to grab villas and houses and properties. And this is money that's stolen from the Iranian people.
But you've frozen the offshore accounts. I mean, people.
There you have it, guys. They confiscated crypto. They confiscated Bitcoin, the one that everybody says is unconfiscatable. Point being made here, it's much harder to confiscate something you can't see. Tweet from Orange Friend. Orange Friend is the one who's throwing MoneroCon, by the way. So good luck to him. We had him on, was it last week or the week before? Shilling MoneroCon. Very excited for them. MoneroCon coming up soon. So good luck to Orange Friend. He sent out a tweet. He says, this guy alleges Monero's price hike in recent hours. So basically referring to yesterday, we saw that little spike up, was caused by a 29.3 million USDC hack of funds from which were swapped into XMR by Wagyu. So somebody was making that claim. This guy, MLM. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know if there's any validity to that, but that was a rumor. Could be true. Could be true. Wouldn't be the first time. And I think, is this the last news story of the day? I think so. We have Monero Bull. This just happened this morning. Circle blacklisted the contract address of a privacy protocol every user rugged. Should have used Monero. So I'm not sure. Looks like Circle blacklisted the Zama protocol, the Zama privacy protocol for confidential USDC on Ethereum. So it just shows that, this USDC, this confidential USDC, while it may have effectively been a private way to use a stablecoin, it's not censorship resistant. Essentially, it could be shut down. It could be shut down. So
You've got rugged.
You got rugged, right? They can't do that with your Monero, guys. They can't do that with your Monero. And that was the last story of the day. That's all I got. Bada beep, bada boop. That was the news. Another big week in Monero land. The hits keep on coming. The attacks keep on coming. The hacks keep on coming, where people are then washing their funds through Monero. If you're not having fun, I don't know what to tell you guys. The revolution is here. We're in it. Enjoy it. We will win. That's all I got. I guess we could go ahead and do viewers on stage, see if anybody else wants to jump up.
The Monerotopia Viewers on Stage segment is sponsored by XMR.Bar. Play dice with Monero using a privacy-respecting and provably fair algorithm. Go to XMR.Bar. As always, verify and never trust.
Please gamble responsibly in accordance with the laws of your jurisdiction.
I don't know. People love the rabbit, the XMR.Bar rabbit, so we might have to add that to the new XMR. We're going to be replacing the XMR.Bar ad with XMR.WIN. Let me go ahead and play what they have so far. We're going to have to add narration to it, and obviously the disclaimer. But here we go. All right, a little more serious than XMR.Bar.
So does it not have the rabbit?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe we get the rabbit back in there. I think we got to bring the rabbit back, bro.
Yeah,
the rabbit's the mascot.
This is like the
we killed him.
Show. So I don't know. That's a little. I love it. It's got the cyberpunk dystopia kind of thing going on, but we missed our rabbit already.
Bring the rabbit back. Follow the white rabbit.
Hashtag bring back rabbit.
I will bring it up with the team, but I think we got rid of the rabbit.
Maybe we can make him a little more, a little more badass in this one.
Just put him in
same rabbit, different. Yeah,
like he's changing out bets at the end.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah, I will put somewhere a market. Is the rabbit alive?
Will the rabbit be revealed on December 9th, 2027?
Alaska, you've been waiting for a Monero-based prediction market, right?
It's not so much that I'm like big into gambling or prediction markets in general. It's that the existing prediction markets are so unbelievably compromised, for one, and for two, like the people now use them to manipulate stock prices and stuff. So you can bet a certain way on a prediction market to convince other people to bet a certain way in other markets. And now they've become what are those called? Push polls, I think they're called, where you poll certain people with the intention of getting a specific result on, like, oh, this guy is winning in the polls, to change the sentiment across the wider voting populace.
And we saw that with the Massey primary.
And that's the prediction markets, in my opinion, are becoming the new push polls and have been intended to be so for quite some time. And then not only that, but you've got, if my memory serves correct, I believe that the Trump family is like balls deep in all of these prediction markets, and there have been several revelations of people manipulating them in one way or the other, or not cashing out. In XMR betting markets, especially if done the same way as they did the XMR.Bar, it represents like people actually putting their money where their mouth is and actually making said bet. That doesn't change the fact that there are almost certainly going to be people, if this thing kind of blows up, that will use it as a hedge. So for example, if you're going long on some stock, you may want to hedge it with a prediction market on, betting for something that would tank the value of your stock. But I just still find it very interesting that, that it doesn't exist yet, but now it's about to, which is just absolutely amazing. And yeah, that was the first thing that I thought of when we heard about XMR.Bar, was like, no, make a prediction market. That's where it's at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we listened, we took notes. I remember the first time we came in the show, and I remember a lot of people were asking about prediction market and poker. No spoilers on that end, but yeah, we are also working on that a bit more slowly. But yeah, the demand for a prediction market that doesn't require you to send your bank account, your documents, your fucking address, your everything. They also want to know how many times you go to peace in a day. Polymarket is very invasive, and I think place which is more free thanks to Monero, it's required.
Yeah,
so he's asking if we have a onion address. Right now, no, we don't. But it's there in our task list.
One of the things that I really like about this too is, especially as it continues to evolve, like knowing a little bit more about the idea that people can't just be like kicked out of the ecosystem based on who they are. You're actually only seeing like the money, how much money people were willing to actually stake on a thing, and that becomes the indicator. You can't have people that are being cut out of the ability to bet.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't know who our users are. We don't care. We don't want to know, to be honest. And yeah, it's a necessary thing, especially, like I said, nowadays with all these KYC solutions that I fucking hate with all my heart. Yeah, something like this has potential. My goal is to grow it as much as possible. If someone who listens is willing to help us out, spread the word about XMR.WIN, please reach out. Yeah, if you have questions or whatever, I'm here.
Is there a way to make the trending markets page an actual page itself? Because I'm low vision, and so I'm sitting here trying to read this trending market thing, and it's sliding by faster than I can read it.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah, we can do that. Right now, there are just a small amount of markets, but for the next week release, we will work on this for sure. Thanks for the suggestion.
So I think Shum should have used Monero needs to be like a popular thing that we say now. Because at this point, it's been a full decade of should have used Monero moments all over. I'll still never figure out what happened to that trucker protest should have used Monero bit that I did a while back. I think I might have just like never published it, but during the trucker protests, I was trying to point out the should have used Monero quote, and in the news stories we had homie takes 250 in Bitcoin and ruins his life forever, and it reminds me of like one of the reasons why I got out of Bitcoin as early as I did, and how many people have said, oh, I bet you wish you would have held on to that. And I realized that they could never understand, because to them it's just number go up, right? But probably the best decision I ever made in my life was getting out before it became this tyrannical, like everything is part of the spy grid panopticon nightmare that Bitcoin is. And some innocent self-respecting hacker can't just immediately screw themselves over by grabbing Bitcoin like this. And it just breaks my heart that anyone would even be willing to accept it anymore at this point with the privacy concerns.
I still have some Bitcoin. I can't get it out because the fees are too high.
Yeah, that was kind of like when people would be, oh, it hit, most of the time it's like, it hit 80,000, it hit 90,000. Bet you wish you still had it. And I'm like, no, because I would never get my 90,000 per BTC. I would never be able to see it. It would never come to me. I'd have people banging on my door for taxes and shit. Like, I'm so glad I'm out. It's, you have no idea, people.
The volume on this this thing, is this like total volume for all the markets, or is this like 24-hour volume? Because it says volume 1.05 Monero, so it's been climbing all show.
Total. Yeah, it's total volume in from 3 days ago until now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have already planned to adjust it to 24 hours just to be a bit more useful.
Because yeah, it's been climbing throughout the show, so that's what I was curious about.
I do really like the aesthetics of this website, though.
Yes, it is very nice.
I could see how maybe like a few things could be modified for low vision, like maybe just slightly bigger fonts in some areas or whatever, but that's not my place to chime in. You should definitely consider having like a low vision consultant of some kind, where before you publish a page, just like send it over to him. What can we do to make this more useful? There's a lot of people these days, especially with how much blue light is in the screens, and like there's a lot more people that struggle to look at web pages now. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, thank you. We will work on that for sure. I also I've seen some fonts and colors which are gray on gray and aren't too visible, but yeah, we will try to fix it. We really care about user experience, especially because in Monero, user experience always always had issues, in my opinion. So making something that it's easy and curated it's important. So thank you for the feedback.
I'm making an account right now. I'm actually pretty stoked about this.
I want to come back on what Duke said in the news, that in Europe the wallets get banned or something. Yeah, they try to ban the wallets in the case of they need to be registered with the government so they can see what's in it and take taxes. And they do that with VPNs and all kind of shit. And every time a criminal gets busted with something and he has like 200 euros in his pocket, they make it a big news that he has 200 euros cash or something, which is absolutely bullshit. And the new law that it's only 3,000 cash payments are allowed. In the Netherlands, they want to lower it even further to, I believe the first draw was 300 euros. You cannot buy anything anymore for that, so it's crazy. They try to get a backdoor everywhere and so. And gambling is not allowed everywhere in Europe, at least not online, because it's too hard to tax and that kind of things. You need to do it in the country because otherwise, yeah, they can tax you. Some of those rules are absolutely stupid, and some are not enforceable at all. But they try to do it and make it as hard as possible. So a Monero wallet can be a Monero wallet. If they try to get it a KYC wallet, but yeah, with Monero it's not really possible to make it KYC and verify every transaction to everyone.
Every day it kind of feels like Monero is our best chance at realizing human freedom, because it seems like more and more the bureaucracy and the technocrats and so on, they can really only reach for like less technological freedom for their slavery panopticon. And it seems like more and more they're kind of hanging their hopes of total human dominance on this, tracking your economic and social life.
Well, what was it from the manifesto from like a couple of decades ago that talks about the fact that states, even supposedly good states like the U.S. and EU, would become tyrannical and like want to like hurt people to get their taxes?
There's something wrong with that statement. The supposedly. How can a state supposedly be good?
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, the moment you came at gunpoint to say that I need to pay my taxes, it's tyranny. And I pay my taxes because it's quite hard to not to, because yeah, there will be a police team grabbing it for, and probably there will not even come a police team nowadays. They probably send a letter to a judge, and the judge stamps the letter that the bank directly take it from your account, almost everywhere in the world. That's probably one of the reasons they want to make sure that in Mexico last week or the week before that the toll booths and the gas can only be paid with credit card. It's not only the 15-minute cities bullshit. It's also if everybody need to pay gas or toll fees with a credit card, you know they have a credit card. So they have a bank account, you know where they live. And if they don't pay, or you suppose they don't pay, you can grab it directly from their account.
All right, guys, I'm ready to start gambling. Somebody start putting some stuff up here, so I can.
I'm not in the position right now. I'm still thinking about going to MoneroCon, but it's probably not possible for me at the moment. But if I'm going, I will let you know. And I need to go now. It's only 1,200 kilometers drive or so to Poland.
I don't know, man. For me, Monerotopia is like Mecca, and MoneroCon is like, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. So if I have to pick one, I just go to Monerotopia every time.
Yeah, but you fly from Alaska to Mexico, and I'm flying from Europe to Mexico, which is a little bit harder or more expensive than going from Europe to MoneroCon.
Billion miles, bro. Like, if I fly literally,
I know.
It's huge. Like,
hey, but I live in the most, no, not the most, but one of the most expensive countries and worst governments at all time. We have the highest gas prices at the moment from the European Union, I believe. It's an absolute shit show. They in everything they are front runner from the agendas to everything I buy online. There is a pop-up from saying how much CO2 it makes or cost of. If you choose another option, how much reduction it is. The funny part is I like aquariums and I put CO2 in them to make the plants grow. But people don't figure this out.
For people like you, we need to have a free state project, but instead it's like free humanity project, and everybody just moves to Alaska and we just opt out as a community right here in Freedom Land.
It's 30 degrees this week here, and it's way too hot. And I always say if I go to another country in Europe, then it will be the Scandinavian countries because they are cooler. Or if it's outside Europe, it will be in Russia the cold or Alaska. Because I hate the heat. It's way too hot. It's 20 degrees outside.
So I think, I'm not sure, but I think you said you could use passkeys on XMR.WIN.
Yes. You can configure it from the settings.
Okay. I think your password requirements might be too easy because it's asking me for at least an 8-character password with one number and one looks like at least one letter. I think your password requirements are too minimal.
It doesn't prevent you from having a bigger one. I think that for accessibility purposes, that's absolutely just fine. That's adequate.
Yes, we try to make things as easy as possible. We might keep the same requirements, but require a longer password. But I understand your concern, and we'll look into it and fix it.
There's a table online about how
thing
fast.
It does tell you like straight up that your password is weak if you're putting in a weak password. Like, I think that people need to be allowed to choose to have a password that they can remember, that they recycle on certain kinds of things, because that's just kind of where people are at. Not everybody uses password managers. Not everybody uses passkeys. And I think that the worst thing you can do with something where you're trying to get larger and larger adoption volume, you don't want to price out the normie, because a lot of them don't like this I can't use my same password for everything kind of ecosystem. And how much do you think those people are really tying up into this, right? Do you really, it's not like they're going to deposit 50, 60 XMR. They're going to deposit enough to make a bet. And then that, so I don't think the risk reward there would be worth it, because you want people who want to use a shitty password to be able to use your platform. and it does already tell you that your password sucks, you know. So like, what more do you do? Like, do you really want to rob the user of the freedom to just make whatever password they want? Like, I don't know, man. I kind of think it's fine.
And if they're Monero,
Yeah, we for utter freedom, even if it's stupid.
Yeah, like
I have to go. See you later. See you next week. Bye.
See you, man. God bless. It's 7 degrees Celsius in Alaska. Come home, sir.
All right, have a good one.
That's way better than 30.
But I definitely see like something like this. It would be enough where, you know, Uncle Ed, you know, you show Uncle Ed at the Thanksgiving dinner or whatever holiday it is in your home nation. Hey, you can gamble here and it's provably fair and it's anonymous, and you know, I could see that person be, oh, let me buy some from you right now, and then they buy like, you know, a half a Monero from you, and then they make their easy password account, and then they just start gambling. You know, if you start to add layer upon layer of complexity, including even something as simple as, you know, make a better password. But if that guy became more serious about his gambling antics, then at that point, hopefully he would have the wherewithal to improve his security. But, you know, getting your drunk uncle to start gambling at the Thanksgiving dinner, like, that's how you do it. A simple password that they're using everywhere.
Yeah, fair enough. And they just have to take responsibility that if they get their password compromised, it's their own damn fault.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I mean, how else are
we
offer
the tools to secure every account by passkeys or two-factor authentication, like the classic two-factor with the on your phone or whatever. There are all the proper tools to secure an account and ensure that no one can enter. But if someone, I see your point of allowing stupidity. I see your point for the user friendliness. I agree with that, but in the long term, we will up the standards a bit slowly as the user counts increase.
I just created my account using a 64-character password.
Yeah,
how much Monero are you putting on? Actually, don't answer that.
Not very much. I just I default to 64-character passwords for pretty much anything that will let me.
Yeah, I completely understand you.
I've also got to set up 2FA. For me,
I got to admit, like, I am actually pretty impressed that you got this thing off the ground and ready to go as fast as you guys did.
Like, it wasn't that fast.
Well, it's, you know, you're dealing with people's money though, right? So I'm sure you put a lot of time and effort into like making sure that the security was there and that, you know.
Yes, it took a really long time. Like, we started thinking about it and beginning work on September of last year, I think. So yeah, it's been a few months of hard work. We also, of course, took what we learned from XMR.Bar and made sure that everything is as secure as possible. I'm also right now. I asked to the team to set up a bounty program as someone suggested in order to also encourage people to fuck with our platform and get rewarded.
I'm sure you probably answered this, but I was distracted. Can I change the display to show me buy and sell in Monero instead of fiat Fed note BS funny money?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
Is there a way to change the settings to display my buy and sell orders or my yes or no orders in Monero instead of fiat Fed note funny money?
Yes. It should be by default on Monero. Unfortunately, for the crypto marketplaces, we use the dollar as a reference. We will have other type of crypto markets directly priced in Monero or others, but we have to find the right sources, and it's not that easy. We have to be careful.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize how that would actually be a lot more of a pain in the ass than I was originally thinking. Yeah.
It's
I
not
know,
that
I
easy.
get it now.
Someone asked what amount of AI has been used, rough percent of code, for front and back end. For front end, I would say 80% is AI. 20% was a lot of sweat to fix all the fucking stuff that AI gets wrong. For backend, AI touched it very, very little. Like we used it for specific things that aren't critical. The engine wasn't done by AI. Everything is tested. We have rigorous testing program. I don't know how to say it. Sorry, I'm really tired. We review everything between the team. So yeah, AI was used a lot for the front end because, well, it's kind of useful, but for the back end, wasn't used that much. Hope I answered.
Yeah, I think that answered the question.
The more I look at this, the more impressed I am, man. This is super cool.
Thank you. If you have suggestions of tweaks for the user experience or stuff, please send us an email with all your thoughts, and we will look into it. We will be more than happy to have feedbacks from the community.
Very visually appealing, man. It just looks so good.
Yes, we. I can say this. We took a lot of inspiration from Polymarket and Calci because, well, they have the big money. They've done a lot of research on user experience and the interface and everything. So we tried to learn from what they did, understand why a button is there, how to make it as easy as possible for everyone, especially because we plan on letting users deposit and withdraw any crypto. So yeah, the market will be priced in Monero, but users will be free to deposit whatever crypto they want. It will be instantly swapped for Monero. We are evaluating a few partners, but the most interesting one, it's still working on the Monero implementation, and I'm talking about Torchain.
All that MK Ultra-esque program investment finally being put to positive use, Celador says. So basically, I think what he's getting at is like, glad to see that you guys are using those other guys' work so it can finally do something good for humanity.
Let's hope.
And then he also said, what's the buy-in look like out there? I think he's talking about moving to Alaska. I mean, it's as simple as this is not for everybody. I think that I've gotten to know Celador a little bit better over the last couple of years, but ladies and gentlemen, let me just be clear. This is not a blanket statement that this is a good idea for everybody. In fact, you might die. But what you can do is you can get a gold claim, and as long as you don't build a permanent structure, you can actually like live out in the woods mining gold professionally, and basically your cost of living is virtually zero, because you could use the gold to trade for, you know, food, clothing, shelter out here really, really easily. I would certainly help you. And Seller, I know that you're kind of a badass like that. Like if you came up here, I would hook you up with all of the gold mining equipment and everything you could possibly need to get started. But you get a gold claim, and then you can build yourself like a trapper shack and a little fireplace. All of this is not only legal, but the government loves it out here. The state government loves it when people come out here and do prospecting. And you can actually make quite the high quality living standard for yourself with very little to no fiat anything. So I guess the buy-in is your ambition and your time. And that's just one example. There's a bunch of other things you could do. You know, there's this place is rife with opportunities to come and live here, but it's also very rugged. I mean, you definitely want to be kind of like the cliche mountain man kind of thing. But if you're interested, hit me up. I'll help you out. Come on up. No problem, Seller. I'm going to open up the YouTube stream and see if any comments were there.
Yeah, someone asked, what is your review, your code review process look like? Would you consider open sourcing anything? Have you ever contributed towards any Monero development? So, what our code review looks like. I don't know how much I can say, but we are a small team. Usually, we divide tasks, and someone is never working on a task alone. So it's always peer review between the people who are working on that task. Also, when a feature is ready or something is ready, before everything, before all of this, of course, we develop tests for everything. For every bit of code we do, we have tests to ensure no regressions, no stuff, no funny shit happened. So when a feature is ready, we ask kindly to the AI to review, and we use some processes that we developed that I cannot go into too much detail, but yeah, we ask to the AI to review and audit the code using, well, I can say this. Among our stack, we also use the resources Trail of Beats provides on their GitHub for code audits. We learned a lot from them. From those documentations. We also use other resources like these. And yeah, after we chatted a bit with the AI, understood the fixes to apply, we reiterate this process and we ship it to staging. From there, well, it has another process to validate it and eventually go into production. I'm sorry if I can't go into more detail, but I don't know what I can precisely disclose in order to don't get our ass fucked, and I'm not too technical, so yeah, I hope I satisfied your answers enough. Your answer enough. About open sourcing anything, no, I don't think we will. But with the upcoming Monero update, we have already planned on sharing our view keys and increasing our transparency by a lot. But code-wise, we don't plan on open sourcing it. I don't know in the future, we might, but right now, no. If I ever contributed towards any Monero development, no. No, I didn't. Well, if you mean Monero core development, no, I didn't. Justice asked, why no open source? Well, the answer is that there are multiple answers. The one which I'm most scared of right now is disclosing too much, at least in these first few months. Basically, we want to adopt the philosophy of security by obscurity. So open sourcing, I think, would expose us to potentially issues. I don't know if someone has Cloud Mythos access and goes rogue, might find something. Hopefully not, but yeah, we want to avoid that scenario, at least for now. Maybe in a year or two, we might change our idea depending on the landscape in the cyberspace.
Okay, the passkey setup is not working for me. I'm not sure if it's the interaction of the site with my password manager or what, but every time I go to generate the passkey, my password manager asks me if I want to save it, and I do. But when I click on the XMR.WIN entry in my password manager, when the site comes back up, it's asking me to put in my password and OTP code again, and it says no passkey generated. So the password manager is generating it, but the site is not collecting it.
I had some issues with the page, but I don't know what happened. Yeah. I don't know if someone was saying something.
Oh, yeah. I was saying I was having some trouble with the passkey generation.
Oh, yeah. What's happening?
So what's happening is that when I put in my username, when I put in my current password and my OTP code into the passkey box and click confirm,
yes,
my password manager comes up and asks me if I want to save it, and I do, and I save it to the XMR.WIN entry. Okay. And then when the page reloads, like when the web page comes back, it's not putting not confirming the passkey, and it's asking me to put in my password and OTP code again, like it didn't do it.
Also, it doesn't ask for the passkey even if you have configured it. It asks for the 2 factors anyway.
It's not taking it. It's not configuring at all.
Oh,
like the password manager generates the passkey, but the website when it reloads, or the site when it comes back is saying no passkey, and please enter your password and OTP code again.
Okay. I will look into it. Do you mind sharing the name of the password manager and browser you are using?
KeyPass DX and Fennec F-Droid, which is a fork of Firefox.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. We will look into it and fix it as soon as possible.
But other than that, it looks good.
Quadrio Saleda says, do you have any protective measures against one of your staff rugging you the main wallet funds in? So like, what's the risk of rug pulls is what they're asking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a few measures, not only against this, but also against platform abuse. We have a multi-sig wallet. The keys are held by 3 people. I can say this. And 2 of them are necessary, of course, to process a transaction. And that's for the cold wallet side. For the hot wallet side, which currently is the only one being used, because the platform just launched. For that, we have I have to be careful. We have an independent system that monitors the platform independently and processes the withdrawals by verifying if the withdrawal is really legitimate. So everything that comes out from that wallet is verified. And the only people that have access to that server in production are one of the person is me and other team members. In the long term, we plan on keeping there as little as possible and basically have a system to transfer between the cold and hot wallet with the admin interaction, but making it a bit more secure. Right now, everything is in the hot wallet, and the keys are in a service that verifies everything that exits, and access is extremely limited. Also, the team has a stake into the project. what I mean with it is everyone puts Monero stake, so there is no interest in rug pulling. Otherwise, well, they will lose much more. So yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Are you ready for the next project, homie? I got one for you.
Tell me.
So if you want to finish developing a, I guess like a counter economic, so basically being able to do everything that you would do in normie land, but being able to do it in the XMR ecosystem. The one that I brought up with Doug, because he was using XMR.Bar, was you do bonds. And so basically you can have a bond that protects individuals that are buying from you because you're bonded in. And then the next goal is to find ways to get bonds to be able to chase yield. And between the two platforms, I think there's enough there to create a yield market without building it into the blockchain. A lot of these blockchains, they want to build yield by basically printing more of the cryptocurrency and then like stakeholders get a share or whatever. But the ecosystem needs to be able to produce yield based on real world value. And the thing is you now have two services, a Craigslist of Monero and a Kalshi of Monero. And between the two of them, you could now theoretically build in yield based on people staking without using the blockchain and inflation to do so. So let me give you an example of how this was done in a similar field. There are lots of people who produce yield based on your title of ownership to gold. Monetary metals is kind of like the king of the ring, but there are other people too where if you own gold and you store it with them because they lease the gold, you can get yield on gold paid in gold. So now we need something that generates yield on Monero paid in Monero. And I think that a betting market and a Craigslist, the way that these two things now exist, there's room in there to build a yield chasing place to park your Monero. And as soon as there is a vehicle for yield within a crypto, but that crypto doesn't print that yield into existence, it is now stronger than the dollar in one of the most important ways that actually matter. Because US bonds control, basically the entire financial system at this point, and foreign bonds make up a tiny sliver of the rest. Why? Because it produces yield. But if people found out that they could get yield on something that isn't inflationary the same way that the dollar is inflationary, and instead it was, no, this much Monero comes into existence over time and has nothing to do with yield markets. But the people who are mining Monero may want to park their gains somewhere. Well, make it possible for them to park their gains on XMR.WIN. Make it possible where they can just be the other side of a lot of bets over time and get house winnings. So in other words, there's like a small favoritism towards people who have agreed to park their Monero here for liquidity purposes. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a risk bond.
How it would work on like custody? How could be solved? Because that would imply quite a high risk for the user investing in this liquidity pool. No.
Well,
Or
it
I'm
really
missing
depends,
something.
but
I don't know.
anything chasing yield, you have to assume that there's risk, right? So let's go back to the monetary metals example. If you own 10 ounces of gold and you want to lease that to a jeweler, so your yield comes from mitigating the risk of the jeweler because they're using your gold and replacing that gold. But they don't incur the risk of any volatility within the gold market because they generate their revenue on the jewels and the sale of gold at the market prices that are available to them. And so, in other words, the yield from something like that comes from the risk that the person is getting eliminated from their own financial portfolio. You would want to do something similar. And then as far as like custody goes, I mean, I would think that in the landscape of smart contracts and so on that we already have, there must be some way where...
Yes, but smart contracts cannot hold Monero directly. I would need to have to use, well, I could use Tor chain to do that, I think. I would need to rely on the Tor chain security.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I would need a layer like that. There is an alternative, but it's quite controversial right now, so I stay away from that.
But you see what I'm saying, how like that's kind of the last missing piece of Monero's financial ecosystem.
Yeah, I see.
There has to be a lower risk way to chase a small amount of yield. Because that also solves another conundrum with Monero, which is the financial incentive to hold. It shouldn't just be because you expect Monero's number to go up. It needs to be something more stable than that, especially in the long term, because Monero is effectively a stable coin at this point. It's but people in the world of economics, they want to chase a yield because that's what you do. And I can see how it's easy to do in the form of like investments. So if somebody wants to start a business and I want to invest in that business, I can give them Monero and insist that my yield be paid in Monero. But that's like the higher risk one, right? It's sort of like the equivalent of the stock market. What Monero needs is something that's the equivalent of the bond market that provides security, even people who aren't participating in that Monero bond market. It provides security for them by being a user of Monero, that such a market exists. And that is to say, there has to be a yield market, the same way as there's like gilts in the UK or so on, that measures the time value of money. So in other words, no one would mortgage a house for you. Like if you were trying to get a mortgage, no bank would give you a mortgage for 1% because treasury yields are, 3% or 4%. So in other words, the treasury yields, even though it's clearly financial manipulation and market manipulation and so on, the way that it is right now, it's a price discovery vehicle for the time value of money. Now, the real price discovery mechanism for that would be the speed at which your currency is devalued by the government. Any asset that appreciates faster is generating yield, and any asset that appreciates slower is not generating yield. That's what's really going on. With Monero, however, you're going to eventually have an equilibrium. So in other words, the amount of Monero being created...
Yes, because it would be based on the real economy.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to be able to replicate a low risk yield market, and it has to have its own mechanisms for price discovery. But if all of that were to exist, and honestly, between you and Doug, like all of the machinery is already there.
I see your point. Like, yeah, it could be done. It would need a lot of collaboration between a lot of projects, because Yeah, we would need to collaborate with XMR, Bazaar, and of course many other projects. It would need to be orchestrated well. But yeah, I see your point, and my answer is give me a year.
Yeah, it's just,
Like,
in my opinion, it's something we should probably start thinking about collectively. Like,
yeah,
you know, and
absolutely, a
pretty
solution is needed. Maybe even using a layer. I'm thinking of the decentralized exchange. Now I'm really tired. I can't remember the name from the Monero core dev. How the fuck is called?
Oh, Sarai.
Yeah, Sarai. Using Sarai to as basically security layer would be fantastic, in my opinion. But yeah, I will give it a thought. It would require it requires a lot of things moving, but yeah, it's a really nice idea.
Yeah, dude, this is why I'm so bullish on Monero. I mean, it's solving so many real world problems at the speed of light, and I appreciate the fact that you did this, guy. Like, this is pretty cool. It's important. Functions like this are what's going to separate Monero from the rest of the economy.
Thank you. Thank you. I completely agree.
The team for XMR.WIN and XMR.Bar get paid in Monero, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. Because we need more people earning Monero directly as well.
Yes, and I would add that all team members, except for me, before we started working on XMR.Bar, they never used Monero or even heard about it. So it was a fun journey.
The reason,
just out of curiosity, how do they feel about Monero now?
Well, they have very Monero peeled. So yeah, all the team thinks that Monero is the future, and eventually the economy needs to be based on Monero. At least, well, for now, Monero is the only solution. I don't know if in the future something better comes up. It might. I don't know. But for now, yeah, it's absolutely the best solution to avoiding dystopic world that was George Orwell warned us about.
Yeah, the reason I asked that question anyway was because of the fact that in order to, like, Alaska talked about bonds, and it got me thinking that in order to take a loan that is payable in Monero, you need people getting paid in Monero, because otherwise their loan becomes more and more expensive over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you guys answered this question, unrelated, just somebody just bringing up this topic. Have you talked about how most of EU is requiring facial recognition for travelers now? All the Schengen regions are requiring it. No, we have not spoken about that.
I feel so bad for the Euro bros, man. So bad.
Yeah, like, we think we've got it bad here. I mean, ugh.
Yeah, Europe is just really on the cutting edge of dystopia. They're leading the way.
Oh yes.
Come on, man. What's going on over there? We need a revolution.
Well, I would say, from being someone that travels quite a lot, I still see the US a bit more dystopian than the European Union, in my opinion. Especially with all the mass surveillance companies that are based in the US. It's really, really scary.
Fair point. I guess we've both got our real problems.
Palantir.
Yeah, absolutely. Nowhere is a safe place.
We didn't even talk about in the news Peter Thiel moving to Argentina, moving to Buenos Aires.
Yeah, the only country I like a lot, Argentina now.
I know.
Peter Thiel.
Like, what the hell? He just ruined Buenos Aires. Like, so what is he gonna do? He's gonna team up with the government there and turn it into a, surveillance state. Like, it was supposed to be like the leading libertarian.
I don't know. I expect 6 months from now to see all over Buenos Aires cameras looking at you every move you make to send it to Palantir and make sure you're a good citizen.
How is Malay going to justify that?
Maybe this is his Zuckerberg moment where we find out that he has the tape on his camera. Maybe this is the moment we find out that Peter Thiel actually likes freedom and privacy. And he's
I don't think so.
I know.
He is crazy. He's a scary character, man.
Oh yes,
he's a scary character. I haven't really stopped to listen to him long form talk about like the Antichrist and stuff. I've heard like excerpts and saw some interviews. I haven't watched like one of his full lectures on it. Have you guys watched it?
No, I did. You don't
want to fall for his for his trap. Yeah.
No, I would laugh for the entire length of his talk. So I would see it like a comedy show.
Yeah, he's intense character. Yes, I don't know. We were thinking of doing Monerotopia there at some point. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out now in Buenos Aires.
Do it next to his house.
So is there going to be like a Silicon Valley movement to Buenos Aires? It's interesting. Meanwhile, we got Monero.Town in Formosa. Worlds would be colliding with Peter Thiel and Palantir and Monero in Buenos Aires.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, we can leave it here. It's a great show. This is exciting. A Monero-based prediction market. It was inevitable. People have been talking about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, projects like this only come to fruition if we use them, by the way. The work has been done, so now we have to use it, everyone.
Yeah, well, what will really, the only thing that will make this a success is people using it 100%. And the rumor is in Monero, people actually use Monero. So let's see how that plays out.
It's been ticking up this entire show. We're now up to 1.5 Monero in volume on 19 traders.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw people talking about it on X as well. So very exciting to see, and we'll keep up with it. XMR.Bar was fun and interesting, but this has got a lot more depth to it and growth potential. And we'll just be able to talk about it too more because I'm sure there'll be interesting Monero related bets that will be getting placed on there. When will full chain membership proofs launch? When will Thorchain add Monero? That will be another good one. Will Monero be listed on Thorchain before Sarai Dex launches? I'm curious. When will Sarai Dex launch? There'll be some good Monero-based bets. So thanks again, man, for jumping on. Thanks to everybody that joined today. Yeah, of course, man, and we'll keep in touch. We'll have you on again as we progress. Like I said, looking forward to next week when we can actually put up a Monero themed bet. So keep me posted on that, and we'll get the word out on that next week. Everybody could try to get a bunch of people to participate in that. Otherwise, if you're out there, guys, give it a test, try it out, send back feedback, and we'll grow it from here. See where it goes. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We do these shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys next week. Adios.
Adios.
Enjoy the fam time.
God bless you all.
See ya.
Ciao, man.
Thank you for joining us on this week's Monerotopia episode. We stream live shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find and subscribe to our show on YouTube, ODYSEE, Rumble, Twitch, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on X or join us in the Monerotopia Telegram group. See you all next week.
Good show, Rose. That was awesome.